You are now listening to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
My name is DJ Vince Adams. I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Varian, a.k.a. B Twice.
What up? This is Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Lemuel Stinson, a.k.a. Lemonhead, formerly of the Chicago Bears.
What's up? My name is C.J. Watson, former Bulls guard and bench farm creator.
This is 2x six-man all-star baller Ricky Deuces Pierce.
What's up, people? This is Chicago radio legend Rick Party, the voice you hear everywhere.
My name is Pee-wee from the movie House Party.
This is Megan Martinez from the Good and Funny Podcast.
Hey, this is Bubba Ball from the Shits Podcast.
Hey, this is Nika from One Shot Wellness, repping from the ATL, dropping some drips on that Chi-Town Clubhouse Podcast.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You're now rocking with Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Where they think they know everything.
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 But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit. But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But honestly, they don't know shit.
Hey, man, I smell something. I smell podcast. The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast Show.
They really don't know shit.
You already know what time it is.
You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? Take this.
This dude literally just took my soul.
So I didn't like playing with Brett Favre at all.
You could have waited until the draft if you wanted to look at another quarterback. You didn't have to sign Andy Dalton, who is really nothing but a backup.
Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. What you want to fight a 58-year-old man?
But man, he wants to keep fighting.
Because he want to fight him.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an exhibition.
But yeah, it's an exhibition because
this ain't Drago and Apollo Creed, man. Ain't nobody about to.
Man, Martin and Tommy Hearns was an exhibition. You saw what happened to Martin.
This could hurt.
Thanks, Hayden. Nothing but the best.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bro, tough for real, man.
Yeah, man. He like tougher than some grown folks I know, man.
That as a coach, your job is to give your players the best opportunity to have success.
Michael Jordan, when he came back at LeBron James' age, he was a straight up nothing.
That is blasphemy on his computer right now.
I'm gonna tell you something. Without Dennis Rodman, I couldn't see them winning like they did those second three championships. I can't see it.
I agree.
And now I'm the voice of SportsCenter on ESPN. Now on SportsCenter. Tonight, LeBron James. And whatever.
Do you guys really coach how exactly to tackle correctly? Because I see it all over the league now. People cannot tackle like they did whenever you guys played. But do you guys practice tackling at all?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. But today is going to be a fun podcast because we all saw the NFL draft. It started Thursday, but our day was Friday and Saturday. We all saw, well, I know that I saw that Ryan Poles, he's a smart dude, man. I mean, we didn't make a big splash, but we did the best that we could with what we had. And we got some quality players, man. So, I mean, I'm not mad. And if you are mad, get glad because that's the way it's gonna be. It is what it is. But yeah, so we're gonna grade the draft. There are 6 of us today. We got my all-star team, Frank the Tank, who makes an appearance on the all-star team, and then we got our 2 guests. But those guys are honorary all-stars because they have their own podcasts. They are huge Bears fans like us and pretty opinionated, and they got some things they want to say too. So I'm not going to keep on talking. I'm going to bring in my all-star team. First up, my man who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s, basketball and football. My man, JB. What up, JB? You having a close moment, man.
Hey, you know what, man? Sometimes
this dude is in his feelings tonight.
No, sometimes, man, you got to slow it down to all but a crawl, brother. What's going on? It's Tuesday.
What's up with you, man? I'm good. I'm fired up because we got some guys here tonight, man. That's really got some shit to say.
Well, you know they got the right one. What Ray Charles say? You got the right one, baby.
I can't wait. So, man, let's bring in another all-star. He was the rookie on the all-star team, but he ain't really a rookie no more. But he does have the foulest mouth in the city, I believe. My man, Foul Mouth C.
What's going on, fellas?
Foul Mouth C, what's going on, Playboy?
Hey, brother, I kind of like that hat.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
It's a bear.
Oh, so it's like a half and half bear.
It's the white version of my hat.
Oh, that shit is dope.
That's dope.
That's dope, man.
With this camera angle, I'm looking a little angelic.
What happens when
you have a halo?
Mud, though?
Shit. Gotta throw this.
What happens when you fall in the mud?
Gotta throw it in the washing machine. Wash this.
Man, when you buy white stuff, it's never as clean as it was.
Oh, never.
You throw it in
But don't go nowhere near no dirt.
You just gonna have to go buy you a new one, man. You know you're a clutch. You gonna fall sometime.
Oh yeah, always.
But let's bring in our other all-star who makes his appearance every now and then. My man Frank the Tank.
What's up, everyone?
Frank, what's going on, man?
And Foul, I side with that, man. That hat is shining, dude.
I know.
Like literally, I feel like I gotta rock out some sunglasses while I'm looking at that hat, man. But it is a nice.
You got a new background, huh, Frank?
Yeah, I decided to get a little bit more sportier now.
You got your family pictures in the back, man. What's going on?
That is a Blackhawks blood fighting, like. Got my Chicago Bulls bobblehead team over there from that early 2000 team.
Okay.
Taj Gibson broke his arm, though. I got to find his arm.
You got that Judd Bushler picture back there.
Got my
Your favorite player.
Got my Devin Hester autographed football back here, man. Like, decided to get a little
rolling, Frank. You rolling?
Yeah, I got to find more of my stuff, man. I got to go digging through my crawl to find them.
So we are going to bring in our guests tonight that definitely have something to say. First, my man Fat Mike, he has his own podcast called the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show on the 1252 network. My man Fat Mike. What's up, Fat Mike?
What's up, fellas? How we doing? Thanks for having me. I'm really excited about tonight. It's gonna be a good time.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, JB? What's up, Foul Mouth C? Frank the Tank. First time meeting you guys. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I think I just spoke to you, Fat Mike.
Yeah, just 2 seconds ago. Yeah, 2 seconds ago. But seriously, I'm gonna rival up Foul Mouth C, who has the foulest mouth in Chicago. Because I don't think anybody takes that fucking cake from me, though, pal.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
You might have a podcast battle right now. If that's
so. Next up, I'm gonna bring in my man who has his own. It's like a podcast. It's on Instagram and it's with Alex Brown. You all know the real AB. Number 96 played for the Bears. Yeah, him. So I'm gonna bring him in, my man Mikey Beardown Cuz.
Gentlemen, how you doing? How's everybody doing? You guys all look good, man. You guys all looking good. You got all your gear repping. I had to break the towel out. That's about all I got. I got the buckets back there. I got some jerseys over there, but you guys all look good. You're repping nice. Everybody's repping real nice. It's good to see. It warms my my cold heart.
We got a bunch of fucking mics on here. I know that.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, guys, we are going to basically grade the draft. So we're gonna go through each pick that the Bears. Grade the Bears draft. So we're gonna go through each pick, and we're gonna say a few things and then give a grade. And basically, I'm gonna go around the horn. I hope I don't have to pay for that. But I'm gonna go around the horn, and everybody go.
So you gonna say it again?
Right, exactly.
Yes, I'm gonna say it again.
Not sponsored by Around the Horn.
Hopefully, I don't have to pay for that. We're gonna go around. We're gonna talk about each one. So, we can start with you, JB. Let's talk about the 39th pick, which was the first pick for us. Let me get his picture here. Yeah, man, I spent a while picking up their pictures and uploading them to this. So we gonna use that shit. All right. So first man up, 39th pick, Kyler Gordon. Cornerback, 6 foot, 194. JB, what you think?
Well, honestly, I did not want a DB. Well, I didn't want a cornerback at that pick. We'll talk about who I did want, who's actually our next pick. But I just feel that value should have been, we should have hit on something either really, really solid or like really, really game changing. I'm not saying this kid is not a game changer, but for him to be such a so-called lockdown corner, and I know he didn't give up a lot of touchdowns, but he also only had 2 interceptions in 4 years. That doesn't sit well with me when you're getting ready to go into an Eberflus defense, who's predicated on taking the ball away. 2 interceptions is kind of concerning from that lockdown corner position. I think we could have got a guy in the later rounds. I was high on a guy out of Sam Houston State, Zion McCullum, 6'3", 6'4" guy, 4'3", 40 guy. But hey, that's who we have. I mean, did we need corner? Yeah, we did. Did we need him at that position? I personally don't think so.
Falmouth.
Yeah, when it comes down to Kyler Gordon, I thought the Bears should have probably went wide receiver. I think it was some guys on the board that they could have used, but since they did pick up Mr. Gordon, give my take on him, I actually like him. 5'11" guy. He ran a 4.5 40, but he actually plays faster than that, So, which is a good thing. Like JB said, he only had 2 interceptions. I'm not really concerned with the interceptions because, sometimes when you're a good corner, you don't get thrown to all the time. So it's not like you got plenty of opportunities. He didn't get no touchdowns called on him. QBs had a very low QB rating against him. What else about him? He runs faster on the field than he did on his 40 time. And also last year, he had no penalties, which is big. So that just goes to show about his lockdown effect that he has because he had no penalties against him at all last year. He's a good tackler, but the only one of the negatives about him is that he can get caught looking in the backfield a lot at the QB. So he's going to have to clean that up in the NFL because the QBs in the NFL do know how to use their eyes to take away your ass. So,
Tank?
I sided with both of you guys on that one. I was shocked with the corner selection. I'm not saying we didn't need a corner because I think we all know we damn well needed a corner. But when it came down to it, I think from what I heard, they really were interested in getting Watson, and the Packers moved up to get Watson.
Yeah.
And that got thrown off for their board, so they just went best available at the specific position that they needed. And the interceptions, I mean, there's no doubt the 2 interceptions, that is a concern. But if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the tops in batting down balls too, and that's still very important as well. I mean, the no touchdowns, the no penalties. I mean, that's tough to do, especially with the game speed that he plays in. So, I mean, if I had to grade him on that one, I'm still going to at least give a B+ because I do like him. I really do. But I do really feel like they wanted Watson. And at the same time, when Watson was gone, they pretty much just went to the best available.
Fat Mike.
Oh, well, listen, guys. The only reason that the Chicago Bears could have went wrong at this pick is if they would have selected a quarterback, right? I mean, let's be honest. We need help everywhere across the board, whether offensive line, running back, wide receiver, our tight ends are a shit show. Our secondary is fucking laughable. I mean, let's get real here. They need everything across the board. So anything that they drafted is a win in my book. I do like this kid, Kyler Gordon, coming out of Washington. Like you said earlier, he's 6 foot, about 209, 205-ish. He plays fast. One of the main things I like about Kyler Gordon is that he plays both. He is experienced and played both inside and outside. He can cover your big wide receiver, and he can also cover your slot guy. That's one thing I do like about Kyler Gordon. Was I ecstatic about the pick? No, the guy I wanted went to the Texans. I really wanted Jalen Petrie. He got taken 2 picks before him. That's the guy I wanted. I wanted that safety to make up. But you know what? It's still a win because, guys, who the hell else are we going to start on the other side of the quarterback?
Vildor.
You know what I mean? You want to start that guy? I mean,
hell no.
There's 2 fucking parking cones already on this defense before this draft. We don't need to add a third. We didn't need him out there as it was. I think it's a great pick. I don't put it as high because I think my number 1 pick would have been Petrie, but I give it a solid B+.
Cuz?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest aspects of Gordon that everyone's missed on is the set of lettuce on this kid. This kid's hair. Let me tell you something about this kid's hair. If that's not special hair, I don't know what is. I got the Palomalu vibe running off of this guy immediately. The way he donned the hat, everything. I think we have to be looking at that. Foulmouth hit on something that I really like about him. He's not afraid to tackle. And I'm sick and tired of watching guys in this secondary that don't want to come up and tackle and hit somebody in the mouth. I don't think you're going to get that with this kid. I think he's going to come up and smack you in the face. Agree, his athleticism doesn't jump off the tape in consideration of the underwear Olympics at the combine with the numbers there. However, the tape, I think, doesn't lie. And I think the tape shows what the tape shows. And I think especially against Utah, I mean, you watch him against Utah, he was lights out. Some of these games he had towards the end of the season last year, especially, he got better. And if you look at his grade on PFF every year from 19 to 20 to 21, it was an improvement every single year. He's getting better and better. So, again, I wasn't ecstatic about the pick. I wanted them to go receiver or offensive tackle because I thought that was the main area of concern. But I don't think you could look at this secondary in the state that it was in when the season concluded and say that this secondary was any better of a unit than the offensive line or the receiver group. They were just as bad. So I don't mind the pick. I get the pick. Of course, my initial reaction, I was upset. I was very upset. However, I would give it a B. I'd give it a solid B. I would give it.
Okay.
Can I bring one thing to you guys' attention real quick? And I wanted to wait to hear everybody's grade for the specific.
Well, can I say?
Go ahead. I didn't know if you were going. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, JB. I appreciate you. So I wasn't super excited about picking a cornerback with our first pick, but like all of you all said, we have gaping holes everywhere except for quarterback. I kind of wanted them to look for offensive line, but I thought about it, and maybe Ryan Poles is like, well, I can actually get the unsexy draft picks later on in the draft, which he did. But when I look at this cornerback, when I look at Kyler, I see Kyle Fuller. He's the almost the exact same size as Kyle Fuller. And like Cuz said, he's not scared of contact. He will hit you in the mouth. We don't need a bunch of Eddie Jacksons on the field. Don't want to hit. Yes, I was. I was waiting for that opportunity because I'll be on Eddie Jackson's head. But yeah, we don't need a bunch of dudes that are scared to hit. And this dude will get in you and hit you in the mouth. So I give that pick a solid B+. I give him a B+. It was a good pick with what we had, but I kind of would have wanted to see them get some help for Justin. Because shit, if you don't have an offensive line, Justin's gonna be running for his life again. And we don't want to see that shit. All right, it's on you, JB. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. This is like my nerd alert thing. If you go back 2 years, Mike, you touched on it. Beardown Cuz, you touched on it. His production has gotten better every year. Part of that is because the lack of quarterback play in the Pac-12. The last time he played against a top-tier quarterback was Justin Herbert. So you got your barometer, you got your bell curve. So I want to pump my brakes and just let this guy prove himself, because the Pac-12 guys that he went against, maybe some of the reason why his numbers were so outstanding as far as no touchdowns passed against him, maybe the 2 picks, a bunch of pass breakups, was because of the tier of quarterback he was playing against as well. I just want to bring that to your attention.
I mean, that's cool, and then I feel you what you're saying on that, but I don't give a damn if he was playing against D3 motherfucking quarterbacks. And you sit up there and you allow 0 touchdowns, no penalties in a whole year. Matter of fact, in 18 games, he has allowed no touchdowns.
So wait till you hear about the next guy. So wait till you hear about the next guy. See if you still have that.
So the next man up. Great segue, JB. Next man up. Our guy, Jaquan Brisker. Safety 6'1", 206. JB?
This was my 39th pick. Anybody that follows me or have even sat down and had a conversation with me, that was my 39th pick. I've been screaming Jaquan Brisker and Lewis Sin. Mike, you know when we talk, I've been screaming those 2 guys for months, because you got to have, in order for that cover 2 to work properly, you got to have that middle solidified. And this kid hits, he tackles, he's great in coverage, he's a hybrid, and he's just a football player. He also, Chris, I'm going to raise you. You said Kyler Gordon didn't give up a penalty, didn't have a penalty a whole season. This guy has never had a penalty his whole career.
Yeah, that's nuts.
His whole 3 years at Penn State, he's never had a penalty. So let me raise your ante times 2 for that. Eddie Jackson doesn't have to worry about tackling anymore because this guy going to clean it up. And he had 5 interceptions at the safety position. Real heavy in the run game. Comes down in the box when needed. I mean, this is the pick. Generational talent that Ed Reed, Rob Woodson, Troy Polamalu-esque type guy that you're looking for. This is him. Another guy that plays a lot faster on the field than he does with the 4, 5, 6, 40 time. Football player, the next great Bear safety. Book it.
Foul mouth?
Well, I ain't gonna fall in love with his ass like JB do, but I like the pick. Like I said, with those 2 picks, I thought the Bears should have went at least offensive, one of them. You could flip a coin for whichever defensive back that you wanted. I did think that they did need to address the defensive back area position, but I still would have picked the offensive play, either one of those. But when it comes down to Brisker, like JB said, he's nice size on him, 6'1", 6'2". I think he weighs like 206. He is a guy that is, he can play in the box. He's also been a guy that's been able to go out and defend on the outside and also in the slot. One thing about him, he ran a 4.45 in the 40. He got a 30-inch vertical, which I like. He can change direction very quickly. He's got good range. And like I said, once again, he can play some slot, and he is a solid tackler, which is key. And like you said, that's what Eddie Jackson needs because he hasn't been shit since, Amos?
Who was a solid tackler.
Right, because they keep getting guys that play the same position as him and expecting these fucking weak-ass tacklers to tackle. They can't tackle, so that's not their job. So I actually do like this. I gave this one a A because it is a position of need. Didn't care if we got somebody at 38 or 49. I just thought we should have picked the offensive player, one of those picks.
All right. So let me swing back, JB. You never gave your pick on the last one, dude.
What you mean?
Great.
My pick? Oh no, A+. Jaquan,
for the last one. For the last one.
B.
Okay, thank you. I didn't get that one. No. All right. So as far as like this guy, yes, I agree with Foulmouth. If you went with a corner in the first round or in the first pick, I would have liked to see an offense go on this one. There's no doubt about that one. But I didn't think there was any possibility this guy was going to slip to us on the next pick. Like I agree. This guy could have easily been our 39th pick. Easily. As far as helping Mike Brown, I don't think a damn thing in this world can help Eddie Jackson right now, man. Like, it's a nice step in the right direction to help him out again, but that guy's got to clean up his act, man, because he's awful. But when it comes down to this pick, like, I see a lot of Mike Brown comparisons.
Ooh.
All right. I'm not saying he's going to be Mike Brown. Knock on wood, especially with the injuries. I'm hoping to God he's not going to be like Mike Brown. But the impact that Mike Brown put on that safety position, I see this guy can do that, man. Like, he's got that size. He's got that tackling. Like, he's going to be that guy who maybe throws in a blindside blitz all of a sudden that nobody sees, man. This guy's going to light people up. And as much as I still wanted offense, I'm still giving this pick an A as well because I love this guy. I cannot wait to watch this guy in a game. So I will be on top of him like JB's saying because I love it.
Fair, Mike?
What's your grade, though, Frank the Tank?
Yeah, true.
Hey,
okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, listen, I like what I've seen out of tape. I've watched quite a bit of Penn State games, so I have witnessed this guy. The thing that you bring up, JB, that really sticks to me is his smarts for the game.
Did we get a freeze?
Froze, Mike?
Did he freeze up?
Yep, he froze.
Yeah. Oh,
Mike,
shit.
If you can hear us, reset. Refresh, Mike, if you can hear us.
Come on. Come back, Mike. Come back.
Not frosty.
It's a good look, though.
Yeah.
My back? Am I back?
There you go.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
All right, I'm back.
Bathroom break.
Did he just freeze again?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Damn it, man.
Damn, what? You got like a Boost mobile connection? What the fuck is going on?
Be some cricket.
Mike never freezes either. That's crazy.
No, I've never seen any of Mike's shows freeze, so that is a first.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah, he shortchanged us. Well, you know what? Let's just go into Cuz and we'll come back to Fat Mike.
Yeah, Brisker was a guy who was high on my board. Again, I was one of those people who thought they would go offense with one of those first two picks. I was very surprised, but they rounded out the secondary. They got out of these first two picks. They literally got themselves a starting NFL secondary. They solidified a starting NFL secondary. I think the opposite side safety next to Eddie Jackson's been a revolving door with guys that did not complement Eddie Jackson to his best ability. Clinton Dix and Deshaun Gibson, to me, do not complement the type of player that Eddie Jackson could be. He needs a box hybrid safety guy who's going to come up there in run support and do the dirty work that he's not willing to do, which, to be quite honest, if he's not willing to do the dirty work, if he's going to pick 7 or 8 balls off and return 2 or 3 of them for touchdowns in the season, that's completely fine by me. But you need you need the complimentary guy there to do that dirty work in the meantime. And I think Brisker will be just that. The penalty stuff, like you guys already said, I think he could do it all. And JB said it originally. There's just something to be said about guys who are just football players, and you really can't really quantify that. It's not quantifiable by statistics, but the guy's just a football player. I think he's a first-round talent. So I think the value on him was very good that they got. I think he could have easily went in the first round. Safeties usually, it's tough to get a safety into the first round. Am I going to anoint him a Mike Brown or an Ed Reed in that caliber yet? No. Do I think he's going to be an altering player for this defense and exactly what Eberflus wanted and needed to be a leader for the defense as a rookie? Absolutely. I'm willing to say that. A- for me. A-
Okay.
grade.
So I think that it was a great pick. I like Jaquan Brisker a lot. He's a hard hitter. He puts you in the mind frame of Mike Brown, like Frank said, or Mark Carrier. He puts you in the mind frame of that. He's not scared to hit. He's not scared of contact. And I love that. And yeah, we definitely need a safety like that to complement Eddie, because we all know Eddie doesn't like to hit. So he likes to roam around, and that's when he's at his best. When he can roam around and kind of, sniff out the ball. That's what Eddie Jackson does. So this pick, Jaquan Brisker, I thought was a really good pick. And his field awareness is great too. His field awareness is really good. Like, for example, in one of his highlights, he's intercepting the ball, but he's catching the ball like a receiver and tiptoeing the line. I mean, come on, dude. I like that in a safety. I like that in anybody. So I definitely think it was a good pick. I give it an A.
I'd like to finish before my internet kicked my ass out. I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi has been wacky all day. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this thing. But anyways, what I did want to say about Jaquan Brisker, Penn State, we gave his stats, we gave his height, his weight, all that other stuff. All you guys are saying, I hear a lot of Ed Reed, I hear a lot of Troy Polamalu, I hear a lot of Mike Brown, because I mean, to be honest, that was our last pretty good safety, guys. Let's figure it out, right? The guy that I see out of Jaquan Brisker, and I don't think anybody will be upset with this comp if it poses true. Rodney Harrison.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I see this kid as Rodney Harrison. Like T alluded to earlier, he's not afraid to lay a smackdown on you. He's not afraid to punch you in the mouth. I do like that about this kid. And the other thing that I really like about Jaquan Brisker, and JB, you and I talked about this once before, there is tape all over this kid where you see him take over that huddle. You see him take over that defense and become a field general on that side of the ball. He's not afraid to step up and be the man. And like Bret Hart always says, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Until you beat him, all right, it's not going to happen. I really like Jaquan Brisker. I give this pick where they got him at the value they got him at 48 and A+. I love this pick.
All right. Let's go on to the next man up.
Here's where I'm going to get shitty.
Bayless. All right, JB.
Well, first of all, he's 6 feet. No, he's 5'11".
Right.
This is what I have him as.
Listed as 6 feet.
You don't know who that is?
That is that Bobby Valentine?
No. That is Eddie Murphy playing Velvet
Bobby Valentine is Eddie Murphy.
My mic was muted. I said, is that Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
That's what I thought it was too. Yeah.
Velvet, you remember the old Saturday Night Live, Frank, when we were supposed to be in bed? Velvet Jones.
Velvet Jones. Are you comparing him to Velvet Jones?
Might as well, because the damn man ain't played no football. Check it out. Let me run something down for you. Let me run something down for you guys, which is I'm gonna rock the boat. I'm gonna be that guy because that's what I do.
You always that guy, man.
I have to be. So first of all, and me and Chris, we talked damn near the whole draft. First of all, why do we continue to draft small, short, fast receivers like that's what wins us games? How'd that work last year? How'd that work the year before that? It really doesn't. 2, Even though he's pretty stout, he's like 200 something. He doesn't have a complete route tree. So now you got a 4.3 guy that can burn you straight. That's it. That's not always going to sit back there, and Justin's not going to sit back there and just throw the deep ball 20 times a game.
Red velvet.
That's whatever. The second thing, and probably the most telling thing, is how many times did we sit up there last year? And this is to everybody on the panel. When Jakeem Grant was in the game, did you not know a trick play was coming?
Yeah, every single time.
A wide receiver screen, a slant out, a slug up. Something was tricky. Jakeem Grant was in the game.
It's the same fucking thing with Cordero Patterson, too. Every time that guy was in the game, you knew the ball was going to him.
Yeah, but let me throw out a name on that one. That is Matt Nagy, a clueless idiot who doesn't know what thing.
Fair enough. But I look at this guy as more of a return guy. I'm not looking at him as he damn sure ain't a number 2. Is he a number 3? Is he gonna take what would that be? Equinemius St. Brown spot? I don't know. And then I look at his production. First year, didn't play. Second year, 6 catches. Third year, 24 catches, 266 yards, 1 touchdown. Third year, 6 catches, 35. Senior year, 22 catches, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like the kid, I'm not saying the kid can't play, but should he have been our 3rd round pick? Probably not. I give it a C- for Velvet Jones.
Damn, a C- for Velvet Jones.
That name alone should give you a C+.
Jones.
By the name should be a C+. Velvet.
Farmhouse C.
Okay, well, this was a guy that I thought that they can probably get in the later rounds, or if not get him, a player similar to him. Like you said, 5'11" to 6 foot. He is a tank. He's 204, which is pretty good. Runs a 4.3 140, but as JB alluded to earlier, he does not run all the route tree. He's a guy that goes into his cuts and he rounds his cuts off, which means that you allow the DB to jump your ass. And if they jump your ass, they're going to take that ball to the house. He's got good hands. He's got good vision. To me, honestly, this guy is a special teams guy, and you went in the 3rd round to grab a special teams guy. And that's not good. I guess he may remind Poles of a Tyreek Hill. This is one problem that I do have sometimes with guys that get the GM positions or come from other teams, that they tend to draft guys that remind them of players on squads that they used to be a part of that organization. This seems like this is a prime case of that, where he's picking a guy that reminds him of Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill did not come out as a polished wide receiver. He did get better as time went on, and we know how that story is going right now. Also, I thought this would have been a better pick for maybe an offensive lineman or a defensive back or somebody like that, because when I look up and I look at the receivers that went before him, that the Bears could have got at the 39th or the 48th pick, you had Taquan Thornton, 6'2", fucking 4'2", 840. Good routes. I mean, when you look at the highlights of that kid was fucking leaving people. Leaving them. You know, and he's a big wide receiver. This guy's a short guy. I don't want to see, pardon my friend, I don't want to see no fucking midgets out there. I'm sorry. I said it. God damn it.
Little people.
I don't want to see
people.
That's politically incorrect.
Yeah, shit. Well, this ain't fucking PC. If you don't like it, shit, fuck you. Then you got George Pickens. He was another wide receiver. He went number 52, 6'3" guy from Georgia. Now, you can always make an excuse that this in. What was the last great Georgia wide receiver who happened to be A.J. Green? True enough, but he's still a big body receiver. Then you had Alex Pierce from Cincinnati, 6'4" guy. Another big body, fast. You could have went with him. And if you just got super desperate, you could have went with Sky Moore, which wouldn't have really too much solved any damn thing anyway, because he's short as well. The PC version. I gave this particular guy, I gave him between a D and a C because, like I said, he's a special teams guy, and hell, unless he's gonna turn into fucking Devin Hester, I seriously doubt, or Tyreek Hill, he's a D or a C for me.
Right.
I pretty much agree with all your guys' stuff, and just throw out another name. I don't know if he went before this, but I like David Bell too.
He went after.
He went way after.
Did he go? I don't understand why he dropped so much. I understand he didn't have the speed. That was what a lot of people were complaining about. He didn't have the speed, but he had good hands. He had phenomenal route running, and he went up and got the ball. And one other thing that you don't see at a lot of him, he was a great blocker too. Like, I mean, that's a key thing too, especially if you were looking in a run type system, which we're expecting the run first type system that the Bears are probably going to have this year. So I would have liked him instead. But yeah, I agree. I think you could have got him a little bit later as well. But this type guy, from what I'm hearing, is Justin Fields really liked him. He sat in the film room scouting wide receivers with his offensive coordinator, with his general manager, and with his head coach. And he put this guy's name on a very short list of wide receivers that he wanted on the team. So that might have been a reason why he got pushed to the third round. The route running, I'm a little worried about because, yeah, I mean, that route running is just not there. And, I mean, I know we're bringing up, want to be Tyreek Hill, but I think, and I saw it on the chat too, people want him to be like the next Deebo Samuel. I'm just saying that's what they want him to be like, as a Deebo Samuel. But I would, if I agreed with going a wide receiver, hands down. But you had a lot of size on the receiving core that was sitting out there, and size with still pretty solid speed. So I'm not hated on the pick because, this is our new general manager. He sees something. I mean, we like, for the most part, what he did in this draft. He sees something. And if I had to throw a grade on there, I'd probably say a C+. And the only reason I'm going plus is because Justin Fields likes him. If Justin Fields wants to throw to the guy, let's see what he's got.
All right. My turn, I take it. My turn, I take it.
Yep.
I can't. I fucking hate this pick. I mean,
hey, Mike, I was waiting, man. I was waiting.
Yeah. No, listen, I'm glad, Frank the Tank, you brought it up. I see so many comps of this guy being fucking Deebo Samuel. Let me tell you something. Deebo Samuel is only Deebo Samuel because he's in a Kyle Shanahan offense. If you put him anywhere else, he's not Deebo Samuel. He's just D. Samuel, fucking third string wide receiver anywhere else. All right, let's get real here. He never plays the outside. He's not that guy that you can put on the outside. And this Velus Jones, however the fuck you want to say his name, I don't give a shit how you say his name because his name's not going to be heard around here in the next 3 years. All right, you literally wasted a third-round pick on a fucking special teams player is what you did. I'm not a fan. Tennessee, USC, okay, whoop-de-doo. You literally took a return man with a third overall pick. Just grab a fucking punter at that point. You know what I mean?
Guy at a Texas A&M.
You could have gotten the mega boot out of San Diego State. He has fucking like 2-3 fucking 80-yard punts this year over this guy. You want to win special teams? That's how you win special teams. Not by taking a guy who's 25 years old, returning kicks back. He's not going to be a part of your offense. And to go to JB's point, he's not going to beat out Equanimeous St. Brown. He's not going to do that. It's going to be Darnell Mooney. It's going to be Zach Pringle. It's going to be Equanimeous St. Brown and that piece of shit tight end we got in Cole Kmet. That's what it's going to be. That's our offense, guys. That's our offense. This is a fucking reach, and I give this pick a fucking F. All right? I give it an F. Damn. All right? F for the fuck you doing. F for fuck you doing, man. What are you doing?
Cuz.
Yeah, I'm not happy that this guy's applying for his AARP card in a couple of years, probably while he's on his rookie contract. So that's concerning to me. I get he's got the elite speed. I understand that. I understand and appreciate the collaborative efforts that the GM and the quarterback are trying to be transparent with each other. And now we're going to let the quarterback sit in and give his opinions on who he would like to draft. That's all well and good. I appreciate collaboration and transparency. Those are big buzzwords all around the league. But at the end of the day, you bring in a general manager and an assistant general manager to choose the player personnel. That's their job. Justin Fields' job is to deliver the football on Sunday and run the offense and be the leader of the offense. I'm not saying he shouldn't have any input, but the Justin Fields vouching for Velus Jones, the name that I wanted that was still on the board that the Cowboys took a couple picks later, I like this Jalen Tolbert kid from South Alabama.
Yes.
I liked him. A little bit bigger of a body, still a big play, deep threat guy. And then, David Bell. I was going to mention David Bell as well. He went afterwards. I wanted Christian Watson in one of the first couple picks. I even really think that John Mechie, the third from Alabama, is going to be a big-time steal for the Texans. I thought the value for him in the second round might have been good as well. They were obviously not in the equation in round 3. I was very surprised by this pick. I'm hoping now Poles seems to have some kind of love affair with this guy. From everything that you saw when he called him in the draft room, like this is his guy. Like he really is like it seems like he is completely sold and a believer on this guy, whether he's doing that to bullshit everybody because he's trying to soften the blow if he completely bottoms out. I don't know. I hope it works out, but if I had to grade it, I'm giving it a C-. I didn't like the pick. I didn't like the pick, period. I do, obviously, as every Bears fan should. I'm not rooting for the pick to lose. I hope the guy fucking is amazing, right. but I don't like it. I don't like it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're all wrong because I think the general consensus is not too many people are really pleased with it. To put it lightly.
Yeah, I like my average to go be like, "Fuck you doing the fuck you mean we got this guy in the third round?"
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I was not disappointed.
Okay.
There are positives and there are negatives. I'll start with the positives. I think JB said this. Kid has good vision. He could be a special teams player. You have to have good vision to be a special teams player. He can return the ball. He's fast. So he can be like a Jakeem Grant or Tariq Cohen or something like that. Negative. He's a little dude, man. He's a little dude. He's not 6 feet. I think he's probably shorter than that. Yeah, he's a little bit stocky. Okay, that's cool. But he's not gonna be a slot, and he's not gonna be on the outside. He's a little dude, man. So how many little dudes are we gonna get?
Yeah,
how many midgets are we going to get?
One other thing, we keep saying special teams. You took another special teams guy flyer in the 6th round in Treston Ebner. I know we're going to get to him.
He's a converted guy too.
Right. So I don't want to talk like who's going to be the special team. Khalil Herbert was a return guy at Virginia Tech. He could return kickoffs too. So, I think that this guy, I really think Poles' vision is for this guy to be the offensive the offensive focal point gadget guy and Mooney will open up stuff for him because everyone's going to be so focused on Velus Jones. Whether that comes to fruition or not, I don't know. But we keep saying special teams. I think that they have a special teams guy they drafted in the 6th round in Ebner. They got a special teams guy that could return kicks in Herbert. So to say this guy's going to be strictly special teams, I don't know, T, if it's going to go that way. I really don't. I think the intention here, really, truthfully, is for this guy to be an offensive focal point. And I pray to God it works out, and I hope it does. But I think that's really what their vision plan is with this guy.
Well, I certainly hope not.
Give me your barometer, Mikey. Give me your barometer, because at best, what does he become? Torrey Holt at best? At best.
Well, I mean, come on now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he got so mad he just took it.
Yeah, he was like, I can't talk about it.
Well, I'm looking at a guy, 6 foot, a lot of speed, gray hands.
I mean, Torrey Holt would be
I'm talking about, but that's like
that's the
ceiling.
Ceiling.
Right there.
Torrey Holt is a fucking monster.
Yeah. I mean, Torrey Holt's Hall of Fame receiver.
Yeah, exactly. Torrey Holt's in the Hall of Fame. I would say the ceiling for this dude, I would say, is probably Sammy Watkins. Now.
Oh God, no.
I hope
not. No. Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, that's in my opinion. That's like I said, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. I'll pass. Does anybody on here remember Eric Moles?
Yes. I remember Eric Moles, yeah.
Eric Moles was decent. He's pretty good, right? When healthy. David Bell reminds me of Eric Moles. We should have got David Bell.
Yeah.
Well,
and I mean, that's the thing.
There's a lot of we shoulda, we coulda. There's a lot of that, but it is what it is. We got Velus Jones.
Yeah.
So
could Velus Jones be a Johnny Knox?
No,
What?
I don't think so.
Johnny had the route tree. 4.2940. He had the route tree. Though.
But you know,
it took Johnny a little while to learn that though, man. Johnny wasn't just coming off hitting shit now. It took Johnny a little while.
I mean, it could be he's got to learn it, man. Like
you got to look at the glass half full.
Yeah.
And 25,
that's JB. That's the issue. That's the issue.
Yeah, he was 21, 22, maybe 25.
By the time he learns it, by the time he learns it, he could be getting discount tickets at the movie theater.
I don't know. I don't know how to. You guys we're throwing out comps left and right, and the two that come to mind, honestly, like I said, is maybe like David Boston. But not as fast. Maybe just as fast. David Boston, you guys remember him? Arizona Cardinal wide receiver.
David Boston was.
Yeah, but he was a fat shit. Baby. He was a fat shit. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to find maybe Antoine Randall.
I mean, good career, former quarterback.
Hell no.
I see him as a one-trick pony. Like I saw this show last year, Daz Newsome. Like we've seen this show with the short guys. You know, I know, right? But my thing is this: for you to sit up there and, as Ryan Poles, to know that okay, you're hitting on your defense, we got to applaud that. But the first time you get a chance to hit offensively, that's the guy you choose, quarterback or not. I could be sitting here with freaking Tom Brady, and Tom Brady might tap me on my shoulder and be like, "Oh hell no." Justin can't do that. He's only in his second year. He can't give you that expertise and say, "This is the guy I need." All Justin probably said was, "He's fast. I can outthrow somebody. He can just burn them. Let's go get out."
Yeah, I mean, you look at who Justin was throwing the ball. I mean, that's the kind of route runners he's thrown to in college. Yeah. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams before he transferred to Alabama. I mean, those are the type of speed demon guys. I mean,
yeah. And that's why he probably wanted him. And
I
mean, here's another name out there. What do you think, like a Bernard Berrien comparison?
I was going to say Berrien, to be honest, because Berrien was kind of like that fly route. Yeah.
Who?
And I mean, he was
to
Bernard Berrien. Bernard Berrien.
I don't think they're comparing. I think he's just saying if you know, is that the potential ceiling for this guy?
At least young in his career, I'm hoping.
Well, I'll say this:
Bernard Berrien, I think
Bernard on the Bears was more of a go get it guy.
Yes.
The Vikings, he showed he could really run the route tree.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of
well. If I was Ryan Poles,
same guy, but two different scenarios.
If I was Ryan Poles and I'm listening to Justin Fields, me and Justin Fields sitting down and watching film on guys, I tell them just like this: I'll take it under advisement. That's about it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm not gonna let you kid fuck up.
I mean, he didn't even have 1,000 yards.
Selecting someone that you may want that I may not be that high on. Because at the end of the day, it's my ass that's on the line.
Exactly.
So let's move on to this next dude. We may not have that much to say about him because I don't know how much you all have seen him. I haven't seen him that
a little bit.
But I did get to see the highlights. So what do we think about this guy? Braxton Jones, offensive line, 6'7", 310. That's a big kid. I mean, big man. I hate to call these dudes kids. They're grown-ass men. So go ahead, JB.
So obviously the first thing that jumps out at you guys, well, should jump out at you, is not his measurables, it's his school, Southern Utah. And I'm not trying to blame competition because a great man by the name of Kobe Bryant once said, whether you're playing against A competition or F competition, if you can play, you can play. And that's true. I like this pick because from what I've seen of this kid, he's got that nasty that Poles has been asking for. He's got really long arms. I'm just concerned because remember when they first got here, they said they were changing to that zone running scheme that Indianapolis was running with Jonathan Taylor and everything. That means your guys got to be quick and on the move on the line. At 6'7", 210, I don't know how quick he is. Like, I didn't really see him. I saw him mauling. I didn't really see him getting on the move You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little concerned about that. Is he a swing guy? Is he a depth guy? Are they really telling you they really don't know what to do with Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borum? I'm not sure. But in the run game, I love him. If you're just going 3-4 yards cloud of dust, give me that guy. Give me that guy. Long arms. In the zone blocking scheme, I'm a reserve judgment. I give this a C+.
Mal?
Well, like you said, Braxton Jones, 6'5" to 6'6", 310 pounds. I am a little weary of the college that he went to, especially what is it? What?
Southern Utah.
Fucking Southern Utah is shit. Nor do I give a fuck. But from what I've been reading and for what I've been seeing, he is a strong guy. And to your point, JB, like you were talking about with the whole zone thing, they do mention that he is light as hell on his feet, which is a very good thing. So it's a good thing that he's light on his feet. He has a good grip. He's gonna have to get stronger.
Yes.
That's one thing in the lower and upper body. He's gonna have to get stronger. He does have long arms, which is a good thing. He's very good at the point of attack. But once again, what we were talking about earlier is about his competition. He seemed like he's one of those guys that was good or better than the average or better than most of the people that played that position in that particular conference.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to really get a chance to see exactly how good he is until he gets to camp and see how he fares against NFL competition. So we need offensive linemen. So I give it about a C+. It's always guys that come from one of these schools that end up surprising people. School that we ain't never heard of, never seen. Fucking Southern Utah. Ain't shit there but a bunch of Mormons. So shit. God bless him.
Mike, how you gonna top that
one? Damn, I don't even know what I can say right now about Southern Utah. Like, you pretty much just nailed
Big
that.
Sky, that's all you can say, Frank. Big Sky.
I'm at that point where I did look at a lot of tape on this guy, and man, his stature he's a beast. He is exactly what Poles wants. He is one mean son of a bitch. All right, and he is going to protect your quarterback by all means. The only thing that kind of worries me watching tape again, unfortunately, I have to go back to Southern Utah now, is his footwork was It wasn't that great. That's why I kind of feel like in the run game he will be phenomenal in the run game. That's hands down, no doubt about it. But if you're going to get some of those dominant pass rushers going up against him, who's going to maybe run some schemes on him, I'm kind of worried. Even though he does got the arm length, I'm worried that arm length is going to cause a lot of penalties early on in his career. And when it comes down to that, like I side with Fowl. Like, you need offensive linemen, and I think this guy, he's not going to be ready day one, which is kind of worried about as your first O-line pick. I don't know if he's going to be ready day one. Like, I guess I still have a lot of faith in Borum and Jenkins. I want to see what they do with a full camp and everything like that.
Absolutely.
But I can possibly even see this guy being a guard, that beast in the middle, protecting that run and everything. So I'm gonna give it a B- because I do like his stature, I do like his physicality, and you prep him up a little bit. I think he could be a beast.
Fair, Mike.
Listen, I love this pick. I truly do. I watched a lot of tape on this kid. In fact, I'm not even gonna lie, he's the most tape that I've watched on any of these picks. I've been saying for years, go out and get the biggest, fattest, meanest motherfucker you can to do this whole line, and they finally found him. Mm-hmm. All right, we finally found this kid. I like him. He's tough as fucking nails. There's a lot of questions surrounding his footwork. Everybody says he's slow. Everybody says he's fast. No, he's solid. He plays the competition that's across from him. If he's going to get beat, he speeds it up. If he's going against a slow defensive end, he plays it up. We're talking about a 3-year starter, guys. 3-year starter out there. Granted, it's Southern Utah, where there is nothing but Mormons. All right. But I mean, he's a 3-year starter regardless. All right. The thing that scares me a little bit is that, like what Frank the Tank just mentioned, we did draft Larry Borum last year. We did draft Tevin Jenkins last year. We all know that Borum's a swing guy. He kind of plays everywhere, but his predominant position is guard.
Mm-hmm.
This kid right here, this Braxton Jones kid is a tackle. He is a tackle. He's not a swing guy. You cannot force this fat shit in the middle of that offensive line and clog up your fucking running AB gaps. You can't do it. You got to keep him on the outside. All right.
Good point.
You keep him on the outside opposite the Tevin Jenkins. Move Larry Borum in. This kid is going to be on the field this year, and he will be ready week 1, barring injury. I'm just wondering where they're going to put him, what they're going to do with Tevin Jenkins, what they're going to do with him, and what they're going to do with Larry Borum.
Do you kind of see this guy as another like Peters?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Is he going to be like a comparison and say like Peters?
Faster than Jason Peters.
Okay, that's good because he's that
beast. This kid's arm length is the size of a 1980. His fucking wingspan is a 1982 Cadillac, guys. All right, he's going to push people around just on sheer weight and size alone. So even if he is out there, give him a little shove. His wingspan is ridiculous. You're going to see this kid on the field next season. I'm excited to have him. I give this a solid B+ pick. I do love this pick.
Good.
Yeah, I'm on board with Fat Mike. I really like the pick. I am familiar with the Southern Utah Thunderbirds because I've definitely bet them on a Thursday night when that's the only college game on late at night. I need to take an over/under first quarter, so I've definitely fired in on the Thunderbirds before. So I am slightly familiar. This guy was not good at his level in conference. He was dominant. He posted like a 93 grade from PFF. He wasn't just good. He was the dominant offensive tackle in the conference. And I think that the Senior Bowl really upped his stock because in the Senior Bowl, he's going against guys from the real you could call them the real conferences, and he more than held his own against those guys. I'm excited about this pick. I think he's, as everyone I think has said, I think he's that big, nasty, tough guy that they need. I don't want any more of the soft bullshit across the offensive line where you got offensive linemen getting upset that other offensive linemen are defending their quarterback when he gets hit late out of bounds. I'm not even
say his name, Cuz.
Just say his name. Jermaine Ifedi is a coward. I've called him a coward publicly, and I will continue to label him a coward. It was a cowardly move. That was bullshit. That was Captain Softy bullshit. Especially for a guy that was his first time on the field. He's probably got a million fucking emotions running through. He was their high pick. The Bears moved up to get him. He goes and defends his guy, and you're going to do that to him on a national stage. Get the fuck out of here. It's disgrace. Right. It was disgrace. They should have fucking cut Ifedi. Not like they were even going to fucking use him for negative. They should have cut Ifedi right after that fucking game. I would have told him, get the fuck out of here. That's just me, though. That's just me. I get very pumped up with that. I was so angry about that. But this guy, this Braxton Jones kid, I agree with Fat Mike. I think he is ready. I think he will be ready, barring injury. I think he will be an immediate impact guy. Is he going to go out there and be an anchor left tackle his first season? No. We all know left tackle is one of the most difficult positions to play, especially as a rookie. Forget about as a rookie for anybody as a seasoned vet. He's not Jason Peters. Jason Peters, Frank. I mean, that's a Hall of Fame left tackle potentially. We're talking about. So those are gigantic shoes to fill. But Jason Peters now, I mean, could he be as serviceable as Jason Peters, the 41-year-old that played this year? Absolutely. I think he could be. And I think everyone knows that Dakota Dozier is not going to start for this offensive line this year. That is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. It's going to be Lucas. It's going to be Whitehair. It'll be Baram Jenkins. And I think, honestly, and we're going to talk about him in a few picks, I think this kid, Zach Thomas, is going to be another guy who's going to push a little bit on that offensive line because I like him a lot too. This pick, to me, was a B+, bordering an A-. Love this pick. Everywhere you look, every analyst said that the Bears got tremendous value with this pick, that this guy was an underrated, underappreciated, slide down the board for whatever reason. They got good value in him. So I'm all aboard the Braxton Jones train.
So would you throw him as a possible left tackle starter to start off the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that unless he's really looks lost in camp, which I don't think he will. I think he's got the game experience. I think he held his own at the Senior Bowl. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be mistakes. Yes, he's going to get called for holds. His wingspan, I think a couple of you already talked about it. His wingspan is outrageous. It's like a 7'1" wingspan the kid's got. It's insane. It's like a Durant. It's like a Kevin Durant wingspan. It's outrageous. So I think, he's going to go through his bumps and bruises. There's no question. But I'd rather that than go with some washed guy who you know. And I'm not saying Jason Peters is washed. He's not. I'm talking about somebody else. I'd rather do that and let him take he's got to learn sometime. He's got to get the game experience. If he's going to be the guy there that they're planning on the long term, let him go out there and take his bumps and bruises. It's all right. The rest of the offensive line's got to step up and help him. The backs and the tight ends, they got to step up and help. And absolutely. I think that's what's got to happen. So I'm hoping that's what
Matt Nagy's not our coach.
That's a big plus too.
Yeah, that's a key sign that this guy can't be starting, because Matt Nagy will go sign a grocery bagger who's 47 years old right now to go start at left tackle because he was good in high school. Because Nagy has no idea what the hell he's doing.
Hey, T, before you go, I just want to pose this to the crowd because it's telling. With the current switch that we know went on in the little mini camp, switching Tevin to right, Warren to left. Now with Jones coming in, Mike, you mentioned you kick him inside. What the hell are we doing with Dakota Dozier? Is he the swing guy now? Because I wasn't big on him before in Minnesota. Like, that guy need to come on the show with us and just talk, because he damn sure can't play no football.
Yeah, I personally think that Dozier's going to just be a depth piece. I mean, they still got, I think he's going to be a depth piece.
He did that last year with Latavius Simmons, and he ended up starting like a game.
And he's still here, Latavius Simmons. He's still here, and but I really think that this guy Zach Thomas, and we're going to talk about him, I guess, in 2 picks. I think he's going to be another guy who's going to push. And a guy I would probably rather see out there than I know who Dakota Dozier is. I know who he is.
Thank you.
I don't know who Zach Thomas is yet. I know what he was in college, and he was a damn good player, especially in pass pro. And so was this other guy that was drafted later. A lot of these offensive linemen I'd rather see the unknowns. Let me see them before you give me a retread like Dakota Dozier and try and sell that to me as a starting offensive lineman for this team. I don't need to see that. Personally, I don't need to see it.
My man.
So Braxton Jones is like a big Orlando Pace type of motherfucker. He's a big dude. He's intimidating. And that is what Ryan Poles wants. And they had to hit on the offensive line because they neglected it before. See, that's what I wanted them to do with that first pick. But I'm not mad at this guy. So I don't know much about Southern Utah. And I don't know much about their competition down there. But I do know from the highlights that I saw, this dude was pushing people around. He was pushing people around. He's a big dude, man. And he can move. So I'm not mad at this pick at all. I would say, man, like a B+. I'd give it a B+, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we'll go to the next dude. Now, man, I'm not sure if we have a lot to say about this, but I have a little bit to say about it. But next man up, Dominique Robbins. JB?
It's a depth pick for me. I'm not wow about it. Like, to me, that guy is going to come into camp and learn from Robert Quinn, just in case week 7 or 8 they trade Robert Quinn. That's what I get from that guy. I mean, good speed, decent size. I mean, he's not Reggie White. He's not Bruce Smith. He's kind of just a guy. He's got a good motor, from what I saw. Got a good motor. But like that doesn't move my needle as far as Bears defensive line. Not at all. I give it a C.
Foul mouth.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to be a depth piece. One thing that I've heard is that we don't know if he's actually a good fit in the 4-3, or will he be a better fit in the 3-4. He's a very raw guy. He was actually once a wideout, so we don't know exactly how much weight that he's going to be able to put on to fully get his full potential. He's very raw. He has good athleticism. That's one thing about him. He does have some good athleticism. He's not much of a run defender, but he has a high athletic upside. So he's going to probably be another depth piece, probably going to be along the lines of who was that they had a couple years ago or drafted?
Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd. That was who I was going to compare.
That's what I said, Frank. Like, I'm not
a shorter version of Leonard Floyd. A guy that, he doesn't play the run. He doesn't do one thing great. There's not one thing that he does great or good. He's just average. I hope that he does exceed expectations, which would be great. But I just look at him as another depth piece. Hell, he might start off. He might be a practice squad guy. To tell you the truth.
What was your grade?
Great. See. Shit.
All right. So I actually did kind of consider this guy to be a very similarity to Leonard Floyd, and I was more worried about this being he'd be a better fit in a 3-4 than he would in a 4-3, being that outside linebacker type role. But let me ask one quick question: who is our other outside linebacker right now? Just linebackers.
Just linebacker, Moray.
It's a Moray.
Yeah, Moray, the guy. Well, they're doing a lot of nickel. So,
because we got Roquan and the guy we got from Oakland.
That's Moray.
Okay, that's Moray. I can see this guy possibly fitting in an outside linebacker type role. Like, I don't really know how he is. I guess I'd have to watch a little bit more tape on.
I mean, that's what he played in college.
Coverage, yeah. I'd like to see what he can do a little bit more in coverage, because the tape that I seen in coverage, I guess he really wasn't that bad. But I mean, the guy's fast, and I mean
that's his best attribute.
That fits in with what our linebacking core has right now, and I just don't see him being like a Leonard Floyd type fit, because he really doesn't have that size that Leonard Floyd had and those long arms. At least we were hoping Leonard Floyd was going to be, even though he is being that guy like that in LA right now. But when it comes down to that, like, I could see him being better fitted a linebacker than I can at being an end. But, I mean, that's something I guess you'd have to look at in training camp and see how he builds, because I just don't think he has the strength and the size in a 4-3 system to succeed pretty much in trying to get to the quarterback. So I'd say a C+, because I do like his sideline to sideline speed. And when I'm looking at his highlights, man, that guy also, like, I mean, he is a bulldog. He just attacks the ball and the ball carrier all the time. But, I mean, you drafted him as an end, and I just don't see him being an end. So I still got to go with C+.
Mike, lay it on me. You know I'm waiting.
Yeah, no, I actually, this is one of those picks that I'm actually genuinely excited about. I really do like this pick. Yes, I do. Not a lot comes out of Miami of Ohio. I think the last guy that actually came out of there was Big Ben, but he had a stellar career for 25 years or 35 years. Fucking Christ, how old is Big Ben? All right, I mean, it had to be a long time that he's been out of here.
Don't be
right now.
It's like 102 in football years.
Yeah, 102 in football years. I know, but this Dominique Robinson, I do like this kid. 6'4", 275 pounds, edge rusher. Somebody, I forget, I think it was Famal C or JB. One of you guys touched on it. He was a wide receiver at one point. Man, oh man, can you imagine that body playing wide receiver? 6'4", 276. All right. Whoo, baby. And this is the kicker. Not only does he have the size, but he also has the speed. In his 40 time this year, he was 0.2 seconds faster than the Lions, number 2 overall in this year's draft, Aiden Hutchinson. All right. He is faster than Aiden Hutchinson. Now, it's not by a lot, but he is faster. The one thing that's crazy about this kid, guys, he's only been playing defense for 2 seasons. He's been playing defense for 2 seasons. And he's good. He goes sideline to sideline good. He falls back good. He has good footwork mechanics. And he can cover worst case scenario if you need him to. He's not just a straight edge. If he gets beat out on a flat with a running back out in the flat, he can cover it. I like this pick. I do. It's a low risk since he's a 5th round pick. Would they take him 176 or something like that overall?
174. Yeah.
All right, 174. It's low risk, tremendous high reward if he does land. And I do like this pick. I give this a solid B+ on this pick. I do like this pick.
Give me a comp right quick, Mike.
Comp, I would say young DeMarcus Ware.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Where he can come off that fast
I'll
off
take
that
that.
side of the ball. He can come off that fast off that side of the ball. DeMarcus Ware was no chump. He could still cover a running back in the flat like that. But also, you didn't turn your fucking back to him because he was going to mow you over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's where I see this kid now. Again, that's again. That's off the top of my head. I could probably come up with a better one than that. But you know, I'm telling you, he's good. I like it.
That's a comparison I will take.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Cuz
the one day 3 pick that seemed to get the most love from a lot of the draft analysts and all these experts, so-called experts, whatever, the one day 3 pick that they kept reiterating was the highest guy they had on their board that the Bears picked was this kid. And I think it's because of his athletic ceiling. This kid's athletic ability is like top percentile. I saw some kind of outrageous, statistical output for his testing at the combine, or his RAS, which is like his relative athletic scoring, which was like in some kind of absurd percentile of X amount of players who play his position since 1987, something insane. So his athleticism is through the roof, but he is a raw project that is going to need to be coached up. But when you got Travis Gibson, who I think is set for a breakout year this year for the Bears, when you got a lot of people don't remember, they signed Al-Quadin Muhammad from the Colts, another guy who's a pure 4-3 defensive end. Robert Quinn, who, mind you, was not a 3-4 defensive end or edge rusher. He was a 4-3 hand in the ground. This is going to be his natural position. He's returning back to, it's like a lion going back to its natural habitat after it's been in the Turtleback Zoo for too long, or the Bronx Zoo. Turtleback is by me. It's a local zoo. The Bronx Zoo for too long. Returning him back to the natural habitat to let him hunt. That's how I think Robert Quinn's going to be. So you got these 3 guys who I think are ready to take that position. I think he will be a rotational player. I don't think he's going to end up a foul mouth on the practice squad. I think this man is going to make the 53 man. I think he's going to be a rotational piece. I really do. But I think it's going to come back on the coaching. But I would say that everyone should be a little more comfortable hearing that, considering we actually have, a real coaching staff now with a real head coach, with guys who have real coaching experience on a real defense, coming from a real defense. He took most of the staff all from Indianapolis anyway. We saw the kind of turnaround they made over the last 4 years since he got there. Top 10 defense consistently every single year. He's got pieces here now. I think he's got a couple pieces here now, especially with the secondary guys he drafted. If Eddie comes back, Jalen's there, Roquan's there, Bobby Quinn. This guy needs to be coached up. He needs players to kind of coach him up, and he needs coaches to coach him up. I think he's going to be very good. I think the value of the pick pushes it to a B+ from a B for me. So I would say a B+ for this guy. I'm excited also about
Hey,
this
Mikey, tell me this. Do you think he's got more potential upside than Charles Snowden from last year?
That's a good one, because Snowden from Virginia, right? From Virginia, yeah, and a lot of excitement around him too. Like that's probably a good comp, honestly, just because Snowden, another like uber athletic kid. I think he does. I think his athleticism is so off the charts, and I think he is well sized. Now, Fabric says he's 274. I think he's closer to like 255. I think he's more in like the 250. I think he's more in the 250 range, but I think he's a little longer. I think he's about 6'5".
Yeah, 256.
Right, 265 in the 250 range, which is fine. It's fine. That's great. I would love to see Snowden get a little bit more of an opportunity, but I think Falmouth, the most important thing is that you have a head coach now who, even though he says that he is going to let the defensive coordinator do their job and he's going to be the executive coach, which is, by the way, Matt Nagy should have fucking said that for the last 4 years when he tried to control every single fucking thing about the offense. Let your guys, if you have confidence in him, you let him do your job. You still know, I think Eberflus is going to be a great evaluator of defensive talent. So if Snowden is the real deal, I think he'll get the most out of a Snowden, the most out of a Travis Gibson, and the most out of a Robinson, hopefully for our defense's future. So again, B+ for me, T, probably on that.
Okay. Can we like censor every time Matt Nagy's name comes up?
I stopped calling him Matt for months. I only called him Matthew or Mateo. I wouldn't call him.
I
wouldn't call him Matt.
About the wise. Don't say
Yeah, the Wise. Yeah, the Wise.
Well, he wise in his damn name.
I'm gonna call him
So
Denny's.
I think that I was okay with it, but you have to think really after the third round, are you really gonna get super excited about anybody? I think
Yes.
Cole just took he took like a bunch of marbles and threw them against the wall, and let's see what sticks.
That's the draft
Let's see
after
what
round
marble
5.
sticks against the wall. And I'm not mad at that. And this is a big guy, 6'4", 252. Yeah, he's not 274. He's not that. And he can move. You know, he can move. He's light on his feet, but that's because he started out as a quarterback. He started out as the quarterback his freshman year. Then he moved to wide receiver. Then they moved him to defense. So he's an athletic freak. He can do all of these different things. But like Cuz was saying, it's a project. No, he's not gonna come in there and make an immediate impact. He's a project.
He can be a rotation player, though.
You know,
I think he could be.
He's an athlete. This guy's an athlete. So I don't think that it was a bad pick. I would give it like a B, a solid B.
I'm gonna have to challenge y'all on this 5th round stuff because notable off the top of my head, Mike, I'm gonna say 2 names to you that you're just gonna jump off the page: George Kittle and Tyreek Hill.
But you
5th round
don't go into that knowing that they're gonna.
But
you learn,
to say
man.
that you can't get excited. To say that you can't get excited,
you're not gonna get super excited about it.
I watched George Kittle in Iowa and was like, why is he falling?
You could be happy with it.
He was torching us. So I'm watching George Kittle give us the business.
Okay, college is a totally different game than
the
NFL.
It is.
Totally different. It's faster. You got to
You're
be
not going to
stronger.
tell me Buffalo Bills defensive tackle Kyle Williams shouldn't have been a 2nd round pick.
But what I'm saying is that after the 3rd round, you aren't really gonna seriously goo gaga about anybody. Yeah, you're gonna have high hopes, and you're gonna say, okay, this dude could be a project for us. He could be good for us.
Some
But
people
you're not gonna go into those rounds thinking that someone is gonna make an immediate impact. At least that's my opinion. That's what I think.
Let me answer one thing on that one though. Like, and I don't think anybody on this board is gonna be a fan of Pace, but he was pretty good after the 5th round.
Yeah, he was great. He was great
picked up
after the
some
first 2
pretty good
rounds.
players.
He was a good drafter. Yeah.
It's because, like I always said on our other things, he trade his wife and kids to move up one spot to draft the person that he wants. Like, I mean, that's just what he did. And I love people who are aggressive, but I mean, damn, dude, relax. And I agree with what Poles did over anything of what Pace did.
Yeah,
I mean, you can get very good starters past the 5th round. I mean, if you scout them enough. Like, I mean, that's the key thing. You got to trust your scouting team.
And plus, remember, everybody can't get drafted. Like, it's 32, then it's 32, then it's 32. Like, everybody can't get drafted. Let's not focus on the round they got picked in. Let's focus on can they play football and were they dominant at their position. Like I'm gonna give you a perfect segue. You can't tell me linebacker Zach Thomas wasn't a dog before he even got drafted to the Miami Dolphins. You can't tell me that because I watched dude and I'm just like,
he was.
Damn, like
he was.
I didn't even like Texas Tech. I'm just like, damn. But good segue. Continue.
All right, so let's go on to the next dude, and this is Cuz's boy here, Treston Ebner, running back, 5'11", 215. JB, let's start with you.
Why?
Thank you. That was my first word right there, man.
Why? No, like seriously, why?
I think I know why. They're not going to pay David Montgomery. That's why.
That's true, and I agree with that.
That's why
I don't think
Cuz, remind me to talk to you about something once we wrap this a little up, because I had a theory. And I want to give you my hypothesis to that theory.
Yep.
But at this point in time, I don't even know what this guy is. Like, he's a running back, he's a special teams guy, he's a converted wide receiver. Like, is he a Swiss Army knife, or is he just somebody that they figured is a football player can play in the position? Maybe we'll plug and play this guy. Other than that, meh. That's it. I have to give this one a D, y'all. I have to give this one a D because he doesn't fit anything. If your 1-2 punch is going to be David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, where does this guy even fit in? Like, why waste a draft pick on him? You can pick any guy. Hell, you can call Frank Gore. He'll probably come and be a third down back for $100,000. He's still in shape.
Adrian Peterson still playing?
They picked up Master Teague too, undrafted free agent. Master Teague is gonna play. I don't know if he'll make the roster, but he's gonna push.
Master Teague, because Justin likes
push. Yeah, definitely, no question about it.
Foul mouth.
This guy, I like a couple things I see from him. First of all, he's a big running back, 5'11", 206. Runs a 4.4 340. He's a run, catch, and return. So he's a special teams guy. He may be playing special teams. I could see him being a third down back because the guy can't actually catch out the backfield. So, which is a good thing. We know Khalil Herbert ass can't. Fucking stone hands. Money can catch. So yeah, I can see this guy being a third down back. Like you said, it is Master T, but I don't know if he's just as good as this guy or not. He has a good quickness out of his breaks, nice open field vision, but his hips is kind of tight. He's not really a loose running back. He's a little stiff, and he's not a good blocker. So that's how I know he's going to be a third down back, because he's not a guy that you're going to put in there and, if Justin's in the shotgun, like, oh yeah, we need you to pick up this block. He ain't going to do that shit. So I give it about a C+. I mean, he's another return guy. We could probably use him back there. If they want to keep Khalil Herbert as Montgomery's backup running back, we can also use this guy on special teams, because there ain't no point of having, what's his name, Jones Jr., Venus, or whatever.
Valus.
Yeah.
But Venus works. Yeah, Velvet Jones. Velvet Jones. I might have to now, JB. I might have to steal that. I might have to steal that. So if I owe you any royalties on that, just let me know.
Just let me come on the show.
Yeah,
I will get a jersey made now, just trademarked by you, JB. That says Velvet.
And then this guy he's going to have in his career. He's going to have 3 special teams touchdowns. So, which is a good thing. So yeah. I can see him being a third down back special teams guy with him and Jones Jr. back there doing the special teams, returning, whether it be kickoff return or punt return and switching or whatnot.
Well, Velvet doesn't return punts. He returns kicks.
Well, whatever. Shit, I don't give a fuck what he returned. We got his ass in the third round. A special teams guy in the third round. God damn it, he better turn into fucking Tyreek Hill.
He better be more than a special teams guy.
That's what I mean. If they drafted him specifically to be a special teamer, that's an immediate indictment and a check mark against polls. I can't see him doing that. I just can't.
Let me redraft here. Then is Devin Hester going to be a third round draft pick? I'm not comparing him to Devin Hester. Not comparing him to
Devin Hester changed the entire landscape of special teams in the NFL. They don't even return kicks anymore because of Devin Hester.
But also you have to remember, although he did return kicks in college, Devin Hester was a DB.
Yep. They tried him at DB for a while, remember?
Yeah. We was talking about Torrey Holt toasted his ass.
Yeah, it was bad. But that's okay.
Fuck him up by returning 2 damn kickoff returns.
He changed his game. Devin Hester. But wait, did you give a grade, Falmo?
I give him C+.
Ooh, you a nice teacher.
C+. Wow.
I
mean, you need a third down back.
I lean more towards JB and understanding why. I don't understand why. This isn't a Matt Nagy offense. You don't need a third running back. unless you're David Montgomery is going to be injury prone and you want a third running back. But then at the same time, I also agree with Cuz, like, is David Montgomery going to be here next year? All right. Would I love him to be here next year? Absolutely. But
I don't think
nobody can sit here and say that Justin Herbert is not a damn good backup running back. Like, I mean, but he isn't that good of a catcher out of the backfield. He isn't that good of a blocker or anything like that. David Montgomery is good at everything. And the guy has just improved himself every single year, especially when it comes down to getting faster. Like, would I like for them to sign Montgomery? Absolutely. But I think you need more things to worry about signing than David Montgomery.
Exactly.
Roquan Smith, hands down, your number one sign. He has to be your number one sign, no matter what. And then after that, you got to go out and get Justin Fields' weapon. So where does David Montgomery fit into that? Like, and that's what I'm worried about. So I kind of understand this pick, but I'm not. I mean, he's got good speed. He's got good size. Will he be a good third down type player? Sure, he can be that too. But I mean, the question for me on this guy is, what is he going to be next year? Like that's going to be the number one question. And the fact of David Montgomery's future is still in doubt. I'm going to give this guy a C on this draft.
All right. So unfortunately, guys, this is going to have to be the last pick I make with you guys. I gotta cut it short here. I apologize, but this will be my last pick. And I think you guys are going to be a little bit surprised about my answer. I do like this pick. I watched a lot of Oregon I watched a lot of Baylor this last year. And this he's pretty versatile, man. This guy, he's got really good hands coming out of the backfield. He's fast as shit, strong as shit from the waist down. He is a good player. It continues what this does for the Bears is it continues that body of work of speed. It really does. They have a lot of speed. That 4.43 or a 4.48 40-yard dash, still pretty quick. I think he is. Honestly, I don't see anybody else that was a worthy pick in that 6th round besides him. He is the versatile dude. But I think between him and Velvet Jones or whatever the fuck you guys want to call him, I think this guy has the better chance of returning kicks and punts. He did it. He did both up there at Baylor, and that's one thing I liked about him. He does fill a return man role, and he does add to the running back depth because there are so many questions between David Montgomery and also Khalil Herbert. There are so many questions. We don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have this dude on a rookie deal at a 6th pick. Let's take advantage of it if we can. But I do like I like this kid. I do. I give this pick a solid B. I do like it.
Okay.
I think a lot of people last year when they brought in Damian Williams in free agency, when they drafted Khalil Herbert, almost identical position, by the way. 6th round, Khalil Herbert was a 6th rounder, pick 217. Ebner's pick 204, I think, 6th round, 204. So very similar. A guy in Khalil Herbert who they said was a special team return guy, but could run the ball. But I think I know Ebner is more versatile. Ebner could catch the ball out of the backfield, like Fat Mike was saying, which is, I think, that's a must-have quality now in an NFL back, I think. If you watch some of his tape from Baylor, makes a lot of guys miss in space, making a lot of guys look silly in space. Some of the tape that I saw of him from Baylor and watching Baylor last year, obviously, because they were, very TV friendly team. Obviously, they were always on television. I think that the pick is not as like mind boggling to me because I think the way the NFL is trending now is that these running backs, and I hate to say this, I think a lot of these running backs, it's like by committee and it's a dime a dozen kind of a situation. I just think that the days of paying guys like Ezekiel Elliott they're dwindling, I think. And yes, you could still strike gold with a guy who's special. You'll be able to find like those couple guys who are special, but Christian McCaffrey, they blew their load on him. Guy can't stay on the field ever. He's never on the field. Ezekiel Elliott looks like the wheels have completely fallen off Ezekiel Elliott. Le'Veon Bell, when Le'Veon Bell hit the edge of the cliff, he fell off harder than I've ever seen anybody ever fall off the edge of a cliff. That's just, I think that these teams now, they're just going to continue to bring in running backs when they have the wheels their freshest on rookie deals, and then ride them out on the rookie deal, and then I'll draft your replacement and I'll see you later. And I think that's the way these teams are handling business. I'm not saying that that's the definite nail in the coffin for David Montgomery, but I absolutely could see why Poles did this. I wasn't like, when they took a running back, I was kind of like, huh. I laughed at it like they took a running back, not because I'm shocked, but more like I'm not exactly surprised by it, because I kind of think that that's the way things are trending now. I give it a B. I give it a B. I think he could be a solid contributor.
Ooh, a B, guys, a B.
I'll give it a B, maybe a B minus, or a B. I think he could be a solid contributor. I do.
Yeah, running backs are just, it's a dime a dozen now, man.
That's
a dying league.
About it now.
It's a dying position right now. It's all quarterback driven and wide receiver driven right now.
Just look at the wide receiver contracts. These guys are getting $20 million a year. Every wide receiver's getting 20. That's the new
how soon before
AAV.
that changes.
Yeah. Well, strike while the iron's hot. That's why, guys like AJ Brown, 16 million plus incentives wasn't enough for him. Okay, fine. And the Titans said, well, okay, see you later, I guess. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
So the very first thing that I thought when I was sitting there watching the draft, the very first thing I thought when they picked this guy was insurance. So I kind of agree. I do wholeheartedly agree with Cuz when he said they're not going to want to pay Montgomery. Poles is going to want to continue this bargain basement type of thing until he makes a really, really big splash. So Montgomery is going to be gone. So they want to running back by committee, as Cuz also said. They have this guy as an insurance policy, and he's no slouch. He kind of reminds you of maybe a Clyde Edwards-Helaire or a Mike Davis, who used to be with the Bears. He'll make you miss in space. And he's kind of fast. He's not the fastest dude, I don't think. Just from watching him, I don't think he's the fastest dude. And I kind of don't like the way he runs. But I guess that's just my opinion.
He runs a little stiff.
Yeah. He runs a little stiff. And he runs a little straight up for a running back.
Yeah, that's how you get hurt too, man.
Yeah.
You run straight up like that.
Yeah, I don't think he's like a pure running. I think he's like a hybrid kind of a guy.
Yeah.
He's receiver. He's like another kind of a gadget kind of a player.
A bigger, taller Tariq Cohen is pretty much what we're gonna say. A bigger, taller.
I comp him to Velus Jones is who I comp him to.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
No,
I give it a C. It's
That's
kind
fair.
of an average
That's fair.
move. It's not bad. It's not good, but like I was saying, I don't really get excited about any dudes after the third round anyway. So I'll give it a C. Mike, you gotta bounce out.
I gotta bounce, guys. I wanted to say thank you to everybody here. Falmouth, Frank the Tank, T, Mikey Beardown Cuz. I appreciate you guys having me, guys. I really do.
Thanks for being on, Mike, man. Always a pleasure to have you.
A lot of
Nice
fun.
meeting
You guys have a great rest of your night, because the rest of these, my number one pick of the night is the punter, guys. My number one. We need a fucking punter. We got him.
I wanted the mega leg, man.
We're gonna talk. The next pick is an exciting pick. I'm telling you. He actually was drafted before Ebner, but I'm telling you, this guy is the real deal, bro.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, guys.
All right, Fat Mike.
Take care, Mike.
Take care, buddy. Yep. So, Cuz loves this guy. Cuz loves him. But yeah, next man up, Doug Kramer. You a vibe.
Oh no, not this guy. I was
no,
not this guy.
Hey,
not this guy.
That ain't the pick.
Zach Thomas. Yes. That's the man right there. That's the man. Now you take a look. You just take a look at this guy, gentlemen. Just take a look at this guy and tell me that this guy doesn't belong in a Bears uniform.
Look at his fucking beard.
Right.
Killing mother.
The beard, man. The beard.
It's the beard for me.
That guy's pulling a shotgun out of his freaking.
JB's not impressed. So
wait, what?
You are impressed.
You ready for me?
I said you weren't.
No.
I said you weren't impressed.
Yeah, you said I wasn't. I heard you. I weren't.
Yeah.
You ready for me to go?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Fuck the Mountain West. Oh, my mom watching. I'm sorry.
Yeah, leave all the cussing to me.
If I'm telling you, when I watch this guy, he's giving me David DeCastro vibes. Like, give it to me. He played left tackle, right tackle, right guard, and he's mean. He got that, like that Grizzly Adams. Hey,
that Duck Dynasty.
David DeCastro. Chris, me and you talk all the time. I wanted David DeCastro. I want the Bears to move up and get that boy. Hey, this is who I'm excited about because guess what? Boom, if you turn out to be soft, whatever, like this guy, you talk about plug and play, give me this guy. Zach Thomas is a beast.
Yep.
He gives zero cares about anything.
Yep.
And he's nasty. And he's shown to you he can play 3 viable positions. And he played the Mountain West. Okay.
San Diego State's not a joke. They play good teams. They play good teams. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Not like Southern Utah, man.
Well, again,
that dude's a different type of cat, though, bro. I'm telling you,
look,
big motherfucker.
when you look at somebody and you sit up there and be like, "Yeah, the play was over like 16 whistles ago," and he's still mauling somebody in the ground. I need that guy on my football team. I'm excited. Hey, for the value, A. Freaking A for the value. I don't know how people let this guy slip.
Thank you.
I real talk. I don't.
6th round. That's he's a fourth or a 5th rounder easily in my opinion.
So I thought late 3rd, Baltimore, especially with them losing Villanueva, right?
Yeah,
in their heavy run game.
It's not soft.
No, because he's heavy in the run game. If you watch him, he's heavy in the run game. I thought Baltimore, late 3rd, but then, hey, stuff happens. He's a Bear. I like him. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Zachary Thomas. Can't call him Zach Thomas because, you got the linebacker, old linebacker for the Miami Dolphins named Zach Thomas. Zachary Thomas.
Zach Thomas.
Very versatile guy up and down the line. 6'5", 308. A good run blocker. Fits that zone scheme. Of course, like most linemen, when they get into the league, they're going to need to get stronger anyway. Stays low, plays to the whistle. Not too good with his hand placement, but the guy has a motor on him. And he is what they call a fucking mauler. He's going to maul you, and he looks like a fucking Viking with that goddamn beard and shit.
Northman.
Right, shit. And we know how they did. They just conquered shit. Came over and conquered shit. Took the women, took the children. But yeah, I like him. You know what? He's gonna be. I think he's gonna surprise. And don't be shocked if he really does good in camp. He may end up being your starting right guard. You never know.
That's what I said.
Good.
That's.
Because I tell you one goddamn thing. It better not be motherfucking Mustaford.
Hey,
don't you tell Olin Kreutz that right now. He might punch
you. Better stop. You better stop.
You gonna say that shit?
If Olin comes on here, I'm gonna point him in your direction.
You point his ass shit. I like to fight shit.
Hey man,
you gotta fight a 280-pound black belt, Olin Kreutz. I don't know if I'm betting on you on this.
Hey, shit.
Since we're speaking about that, what's your opinions on that shit?
We come back to that.
Yeah, let's come back to that after the draft.
Yeah. So I get this pick. C+. I like it.
C+.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we in the later rounds right now, so I mean, you know what? I'll bump it to a B. I like it. I give it a B. We're in the later rounds right now. You never know. You might catch lightning in a bottle. God damn it.
I love this pick. Love this pick. If a crazy ass Duck Dynasty guy had a baby with a grizzly bear, that's what this guy would come out as right now. All right, that's kind of a weird observation right there. But this guy, I like to compare him to like a grizzly bear. Like with that beard and everything, he hits you, and if you try to get up, he will hit you again.
Mm-hmm.
He won't stop. And the only thing that worries about me on him, which I know it's not going to worry Ryan Poles, is hopefully he's not going to hit after the whistle, because that guy doesn't stop.
You heard me say 16 whistles later, he's still going.
That guy does not stop. He is one crazy mean guy, and that's the type of guy that you want on your team. I saw on the chat, and I agree with it on the chat, is the only thing that's worried about him is he does have short arms for a guy his size. All right, but that doesn't hurt you too much when you're popping out on a guard position.
Correct.
I love this pick. Like, I'm going to say it again. I don't care what conference he's from. I really don't. I care about, like, pretty much his attitude towards the game. Like, the guy is just everything you want in somebody. And I kind of see a little bit more meaner comparisons of, like, a Kyle Long in his early years is kind of like what I see.
Really?
Yeah. And I give this a straight up, because of how late we got him in this draft, this is an A+. 6th round for a guy of this talent, that's an A+ for me.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's no secret. I think these two guys, Braxton Jones, Zachary Thomas, have a legitimate chance to be starting offensive linemen for this team from day one. One of the two, I don't think both, but one of the two I think will seriously push to start on this offensive line. And if they're not, we may be in a lot of trouble. I have high hopes for both of them. Zachary Thomas, 1,000, 3 years starting, 1,000 pass sets, 1,000 pass blocking sets at San Diego State, 5 sacks allowed in 1,000 pass blocking sets, four quarterback hurries, or excuse me, hits, 4 quarterback hits allowed in 1,000 pass rushing sets for Zachary Thomas. Give me that guy, because what that's telling me is that he doesn't stop. He's a mauler, because inevitably you get one of those broken plays where you're going to get discredited for allowing a quarterback hurry or a hit or a sack on a broken play. To me, it seems like he's the type of guy who just keeps coming after you and coming after you. I think in worst case scenario, even if he's not a starter, I think he's going to be that extra tackle they bring in perhaps on a heavy set. Something like that, where he's going to come in, as maybe a big tight end. He's got the athleticism, very athletic guy. So I think that could be something else to watch out for in him. If they come heavy set as a third tight end, look for that as well. Zachary Thomas, to me, a home run draft pick. I'll give him an A- for that pick. I have trouble giving a flat A for anybody. A- though, 100%. I love that pick. I love Zachary Thomas, and I love the Braxton Jones pick. The rest of the offensive linemen, we'll see, but those two guys should be immediate push to start guys.
So I do agree that in the later rounds, when you're getting your offensive line together, I do agree that those can be immediate impact guys. I mean, everybody can be an immediate impact guy, but you're definitely thinking, okay, my offensive line, I can wait till the later rounds, and you want them to be. When you got a guy of this stature, you got to think that he's going to make an immediate impact, and he can move. He moves mountains, man. That dude moves mountains. He's a big guy, and he's strong. And it's the beard for me. The beard that's intimidating by itself. I definitely give the pick a solid A. Solid A, no question.
Staring on the other side at that freaking guy, man, you're not going to want to go at that beard.
Hell no.
I'll ask you all a question. Is this a Ryan Poles guy?
Yes. Yeah, hands down. Yes.
Because remember what he said? He wants nasty, right?
Yeah, that's what this guy is.
This is the dictionary definition of nasty. And I love it.
A lot of these draft picks, honestly, at least have some stature of nastiness. Like, I don't see
a lot of captains also, by the way. I wanted to point that out. A lot of captains were drafted in this by the Bears in this draft. I think I want to say 4 or 5 of these picks were team captains. I think Thomas was one of them. I think Braxton Jones was one of them. A lot of team. I think Brisker was a captain.
Brisker for sure.
100%. So I think there was about 4 or 5 team captains drafted, which speaks volumes also of what exactly they're looking for. Guys who were respected, guys who show leadership qualities inherently, and guys who could. You're not going to get elected, voted team captain if you can't play. Football players.
True. Very true. So now let's go to our next guy. You a vibe guy.
I just wanted to say one thing. It's gonna be a lot of damn fights come goddamn summer camp. It's gonna be.
I can see that, man.
And I love that. That's what I want.
Yeah, they need that. They need that more.
I don't want more. I don't want Martellus Bennett, Kyle Fuller type fight. Like
no.
That was a stupid fight. I still remember that one. That was a stupid fight. But like a couple of extra little throws while you're blocking, hey, whatever.
You want to light fires under these young guys' asses. So a little scrap here and there, it ain't gonna hurt nobody.
No,
that's
Bill's character,
respect, man. As long as you respect them.
Bill's character.
So let's go on to our next dude. You a vibe guy, Doug Kramer. I'll just say I think he's kind of little.
He is. He's definitely undersized.
How do you go from that nasty of a look to that look though, man?
Yeah, but you know what though? He's like this guy, 6-year guy at Illinois. 6 years.
I was gonna say he's a 6-year guy.
He's a 6-year guy. Started, I think, 5 years. I think he started there as
He
center.
looks like he works on Wall Street.
I don't know. You see him with the eye black, bro. He looks like one of those like quintessential like hogs up front. He's just a big boy. Just a big boy. He's got the eye black. He does like all the way down to here. He looks like a psycho. I don't know, man.
You just started the nickname for him right now, man. The Hog.
The Hog. He's a hog.
Hey, you know what? Because if he was Latimer, we could talk. But he's not Latimer.
No, he's not.
He's not Latimer.
I think he's gonna push. I think he's gonna push Mustafa. I think he'll push Mustafa as the backup center.
Yeah. Anybody will push Mustafa. I can push Mustafa. Sorry, Olin. Sorry.
Hey, we would love for Olin to come on the show and y'all keep talking.
Absolutely love for Olin.
Shut up.
Man, that would be great if we could get Olin to come on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a depth guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But because we all know Lucas Patrick, that's our starting center.
Yes.
But could this guy be the push for Mustafa? Think about it. How many times does a team think about it? How many times does a team keep 3 centers? Considering Cody Whitehair also can play center.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So technically 4 people right now can play center. How many times does a team actually do that? They really don't.
They won't.
So I see this as a depth pick. I mean, a 6-year guy. You can look at it a couple of ways. Like he just loves school. He didn't get the opportunity he wanted to.
Ain't nobody loves school.
You don't know. Sorry, Mom.
He looked like he loves school. Though.
I mean, it could be, but everybody got that COVID year back. Love that benefit. But also, was it where is my placement in the NFL draft and have I not done enough? So I have to go back to school to try to prove that I belong. So a good depth pick, I think a practice squad guy. I think maybe they'll flop at some point in time. Him and Mustafa up and down. But again, I just think they needed to add we got to get to 90 before opening of training camp. We have to get to 90. I just think this was a depth pick. I give it a C.
Doug Kramer sounds like a fucking lawyer to me, but looks like a fucking lawyer too.
He definitely does look like a lawyer.
Yeah, the law officers of Kramer and shit. Yeah, 6'02", 305. Smart guy, smart player. Plays with low center of gravity. He's not strong though. Not strong. He has violent hands. Kind of a finesse blocker. I think, like I said, I think this guy is a depth piece. Don't really expect too much from him.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, tell you the truth, he might be battling Mustapher for that backup center position, depending on what there is, because we know that the Nagy and Pace regime love Mustapher. I don't think that the Poles and Eberflus regime is gonna love Mustapher. You know, he could prove us wrong. He could come out there and, I don't know, be like your boy, take some PEDs and get bigger and stronger and faster. I don't know shit. But yeah, I think he's just a depth piece. That's it. I give it a fucking C.
All right. I'm gonna add to a few of those right there, and I'm gonna beg for forgiveness right now to Olin Kreutz, because this guy is gonna take Mustapher's job.
Oh.
Mustapher's gonna be cut. I have that feeling because of this guy. And you guys said it perfectly. 6 years in college, he is so beyond smart at reading defenses. All right, reading what they're going to do. He's very knowledgeable in that. It might be that lawyer in him, that, you know, that Kramer and Kramer. It might have just, you know, brought it out a little bit. But I agree, will push Mustapher to try harder, to do a lot better. But at the same time, I just don't think Mustapher is a smart enough offensive lineman to hold his job over this guy. I think this guy will take Mustapher's job. All right, and I'm going to give this C+.
Yeah, C+ to me is a perfect grade. Again, you know, 5-year starter at Illinois, center, could play, you know, but looks kind of awkward when he's moving, when he's like pulling, looks kind of awkward, like he's going to fall over sometimes when he's got to do anything involving like serious pulls or movement. Point of attack, again, his lower half is not the level of strength it needs to be for the league. He's a little undersized, but I do think that his tenacity, his knowledge, his experience at the position. Again, Mustapher was an undrafted free agent of a different prior regime. Poles, like you just said, Frank, they have no ties or commitment to Sam Mustapher. There's no reason to keep Sam Mustapher around. Why did you draft this kid if not to replace Sam Mustapher as the backup center if you can? And I don't think Sam Mustapher is that great of an upgrade over him. Obviously, Mustapher has the NFL reps. And he did a good job 2 seasons ago when he had to come in. He did a better job than I thought he did last year. I thought last year he kind of regressed last season in comparison to the season before. But I don't think that you draft this kid to keep an undrafted free agent around from a previous regime. I just don't see what sense that really would make. So for me, yeah, it's a C+. I think it's a decent pick, and it's going to fill a depth piece, like JB was saying. It's a depth signing. If he's the starting center of this football team, that means that this offensive line has been decimated with injury.
Correct.
So let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah.
I feel like defenses really figured out Mustapher after his first year. They figured out his weaknesses. They attacked his weaknesses, and he really struggled once after that. So, I mean, I hope Mustapher turns out to be an absolute beast. It's just like how you just said right there, cuz like he downgraded a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're going to see a miracle turnaround. I think at this point in Mustapher's career, I understand that it's not like he's been in the league for 5-6 years, but I mean, is he he's going to just come out and now he's going to be like this Pro Bowl level center? I don't know. I can't see that happening. You either have it or I don't know.
Well, at this point, it's like the mental reps, that's one thing, but the physicalness, like if you've reached that apex of strength, of durability, of mobility, sometimes you made it, but it's not for you to sustain. What I challenge Olin is, does Olin see something in this kid up here that makes him think this can overcome the physical?
He's got to show that, though, man.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he can, because a lot of times we know the physical and the brain are not always connected.
Agreed.
So if we're looking at this guy who's shown to be a 6-year savant at the position, why not get that guy? Because maybe it's a little bit more natural to him. And if he's shown that he can get a little bit stronger, maybe that is your backup center.
Yeah, I mean, the key thing that
was just an afterthought, and we have to be okay with that. Like, this is pro sports, guys. Like, we can't just be so like upset when a certain player doesn't achieve what we thought he would, or a certain star player all of a sudden regresses. Like, we have to be able to let go. We have to be able to cut ties. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I love Olin Crucci. He's one of my favorites. I don't have the love for Sam Mustipher that he has, so I'm not gonna have the loyalty to Sam Mustipher that he has, and it's okay. It's okay.
Great segue into me giving my opinion. We have to cut ties. They realize that Sam Mustipher, his time is limited. Even though Olin Cruz was working with him, he probably does see something in that little man. And he probably does see something
little.
But I mean, yeah, he's not a big dude. And like Steve said, he's mushy.
Yeah,
he's mushy. Sorry, Olin. I don't mean to say anything bad.
Watch it.
But yeah, Sam Mustipher's time is limited. So with this guy coming in, he's small too. He's a little dude, but he's probably gonna end up being a backup, maybe to Cody Whitehair. But Sam Mustipher, he's getting pushed around too much. Man. He's just not strong enough. So he's gonna get cut.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean, for now, this is a depth piece for now. Cody Whitehair will start at center. And Doug Kramer, he might be a backup, maybe. But for what it was, I would give the pick a B. For what it was, they knew going in, okay, this dude is not going to make an immediate impact, but we're going to cut Sam Mustipher, so we're going to need somebody. So for what it was, I give it a B. All right. And who do we have next? The motherfucking
don't even say it.
We're from Southern. The dude from Southern. Jatara
Carter.
Yeah, Jatara. And here he go. So what do we think? I didn't see anything. I don't know anything.
It's a hell of a pass blocker.
I'll tell you this. Coming from the SWAC, they do get overlooked a little bit. That's a mean brand of football down there as well. And he held his own down there in the SWAC. I like him again as a depth piece. I love his size. But I can't say that he's played against the level of competition. Not saying he can't play. But down there in the SWAC, he hasn't played against the level of competition at that position. It's different. Like if you're a wide receiver in the SWAC or a DB in the SWAC, yeah, you're probably like one of the fastest people ever. Maybe you just didn't go to a Power 5 school. That's fine. But with this interior position, like skill, athleticism, strength, nastiness, balance, I like him. But again, I just say it's a death piece. Like, when's the last time you heard somebody coming from Southern? That's Southern Baton Rouge, of which I love. Gung Ho New Orleans. Love that gold and that powder blue. I just hope he gets a real chance to make the team because I love his size. I love his measurables. And like you said, he's a hell of a pass blocker.
Really good.
And that's what the league is transferring to, is a pass league. Now, the Bears are going a little retro right now, but I wouldn't want a good pass blocker. I give that. I like that sign, and I give that sign a B.
Found out.
Well, plays in the SWAC, Louisiana Southern, good gumbo and fine ass women. They will put a root on your ass though. You got 1, 2, 3 on it. Put a root on your ass.
Grilling them crocodiles.
He's a guy. He's got big hands, big ass paws. He can latch and hold on to his blocks, but he's not very athletic. It's hard being the guy that's coming from the swag myself. I think it's gonna be hard for this guy to actually make the squad because he's undersized too. I mean, he's only 6'3". He's 3'11", but he's 6 foot. Excuse me, he's 6'3". So, like I said, shit, hope we bring some of Louisiana with him or something, and some good gumbo. Hope you know how to cook. But yeah, I give it I give it a C. I mean, I'm rooting for the kid. Like, don't get me wrong, we not on here trying to bash anybody. We hope all these kids turn into something great here in Chicago. Because Lord knows we damn sure need this shit.
Yeah. I was looking at him to kick into guard as well, though.
Yeah, he's gonna have to kick in the guard.
Yeah,
he can't play. He can't play tackle.
I mean,
and that's not bad. That's
no.
We need that. We need somebody to back up Whitehair, like legitimately.
I'd rather have him than Dozier. I don't even need to see him take one NFL rep. I don't need to see him take one NFL rep.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like we can't just Spears because like I've never liked Dozier. I was so glad when he was on the I'm like we killing that guy.
Yeah.
I give it a C.
Yeah, cuz you just stole my thunder on that one, man.
I'm sorry.
Because I straight up said I'd rather have him at guard than Dozier being a backup at guard. Like how Falmouth was saying, he's not that athletic, so I don't see him having the footwork and all that type stuff to actually pull out and play tackle. I just don't see it being a possibility. But he has a little bit of nastiness to him as well. I mean, he's like that type of person. Well, he'll hit you and he'll laugh while he does it. Like, and you can see it in that picture with that big ass smile that he has on that picture too. Like, I mean, that's just from what I heard, like reading about him, that's pretty much how he is. And it's going to be a depth piece. It's going to be a guard. And hell, I don't even know why the hell we signed Dozier at this point. I guess it was we wanted to get somebody. We didn't expect to have 11, we didn't expect to have 11 picks in this draft either. So I think that's probably where it all led down to it. But
I do have to give him his props on that though. That was a good job by Poles to trade back. Because every time I look up thinking that we about to draft, I said, "Damn, this son bitch traded back again."
Dude, I was sitting there getting ready to like tweet and all those type things to get ready. Oh, they picked this, and I'm like, mother of God, man. But I was happy about it.
4 trade backs.
Yeah, that's insane how great of a job he did. But I mean, it's a depth back and everything like that. So I mean, it's just going to be to see how he does. I hands down think he has to move inside to the guard, and I'll give this a C+ as well.
So I spoke to this kid before we did the show tonight. I spoke to him and I asked him 2 of the most important questions I could come up with, and he answered both of them. I asked him what his favorite breakfast cereal was. He said Frosted Flakes, which was a big hit in my league. I like Frosted Flakes, right?
Right?
And then I asked him what his favorite pizza topping was, and he said chicken. Now, I tried to say, buffalo chicken, what type of chicken? He just said chicken, which that's a little concerning to me because I would have liked a little more elaboration on that. So for that reason alone, I'm going to grade the pick a B instead of a B+ because of the chicken response. The Frosted Flakes had him in the B+ range. No, in all seriousness, this guy's pass blocking rating is like a 94. PFF had him rated at like a 94 pass blocking rating. Again, you're going to have to see what he's going to look like against, NFL caliber competition. He's got to kick in the guard. I don't think there's any question about that. JB, you agreed with that. But again, I think decent value for where they got him because, again, he was a dominant player at his level, and you can't really ask to scout or see much more than that. And we'll see where it shakes out. Again, I'd rather give these younger kids opportunities than guys who I already know. And they always say the devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't. I think in the NFL, a lot of times it's the opposite. I'd rather see the devil I don't know than the devil I know, because the devil I know in Dakota Dozier and the devil I knew in Rashad Coward before we got rid of him, I knew how badly they sucked. I didn't need to see them. You could have thrown anyone else. Give me an undrafted free agent rookie. I don't care. Anybody over these guys. I hope he gets a fair shake, Foulmouth, like you said. I think he will. I think he will get a fair shake in camp. And if he shows up, I think he's got a chance. And if he's that overwhelmed, he'll be out the door quickly. But
So
I
what-
think he'll get a fair shake. I
What
hope
if he
does.
said? What if he said ham and pineapple on his?
Oh, he would have been dismissed. Listen, I'm an Italian guy. I'm an Italian guy from Newark, New Jersey originally. I'm in New Jersey. So for me, if you say ham and pineapple on pizza is like sacrilegious in my house. You can't order. That's bullshit pizza. You can't do that. That's immediate grounds for dismissal. I would not.
It's like
sausage, nice sausage pie, JB, never hurt anybody. A nice little crumbled sausage pie is beautiful.
There you go.
Hey,
That might have been a good interview
pineapple.
question. That could have
Hey,
been a good
Owen-
interview
Owen-
question. What do you want to
Olin might have a problem with that.
Yeah, Olin probably would. Now, listen, a lot of people jump in like Olin's going to get mad at everything. I've had Olin on with Alex before on the show that I do. Olin's come on several times. He's been nothing but a gentleman, and we had a couple disagreements about things, and he takes his stern stance on things, and I take my stern. But never did I feel that the man was going to, physically assault me. I mean, but then again, we weren't in the studio together, so perhaps that would have, changed that around. But he was nothing but a gentleman to me, and obviously, I wish I had 100 Olin Kreutzes on this offensive line. Obviously, to speak of his level of play. I mean, we want nasty guys like that. That's who we want. That's who we should be about. That should be the identity for this team in the trenches, both sides of the football. It's only been on the one side for too long. It's got to come back to the offensive line. Kyle Long, Josh Sitton, when we had that situation going, was nice. It's just we got too far away from that. We got the softies up there. It's got to change. I think it is. I think it is.
Big old marshmallows, man.
So let me say this real quick about Olin.
Olin, don't watch. Turn it off, Olin.
You can't put your hand in front of a tiger with a steak and think that he's not going to bite your hand off. Just like with that dude that was fucking with Mike Tyson. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
That's a good little segue. I like that. It's a good comparison right there to Tyson.
You can't say something they might think is stupid. You can't antagonize them. Come on, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. You can't do that. Say what you gotta say and get the fuck on.
Yeah,
I think
I think the difference in those scenarios, the only thing that I could say is like the guy on the airplane, clearly, I think we could all agree was like purposely antagonizing him as somebody who didn't know. He knew who Mike Tyson was, but didn't have any kind of relationship with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had no idea who this guy was. The Olin Adam Hodge situation is a lot different because these fucking guys worked together for some time. So it's like these guys had somewhat of a professional relationship. One would think. He's been on that show. They've been working together for quite some time. So I think that's the difference there. But I agree with you with the guy in the airplane. I think he was specifically looking for Mike Tyson to assault him. I think he wanted to be assaulted by Mike Tyson.
Pretty sure he was drunk as hell as well.
Yeah, I think he knew what was going to happen.
Do that. Why would he do that?
Well, number one, you could sue JB right there. That's
right there,
it.
yep.
It could be an easy payday.
And
it's going to go viral.
Famous.
Yeah, Insta fame. Absolutely. JB's right. I agree with him.
You see Floyd Mayweather driving around his Lamborghini, you know somebody's going to try to be jumping in front of that damn thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Well,
like that's how it is, man.
Sad world we live in.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Okay, so I didn't know too much about this dude, but while everybody was talking, I did look at some highlights. And the first name that came to mind, Frank Omiao.
Frank Omiao?
So he was getting pushed back. And holding on for dear life. If you all remember, that's what Frank Omiali, whatever the fuck his name is, that's what was happening to him too. But we didn't have nobody else, so we just stuck his ass in there. But that is what dude reminded me of. But I don't know much about him, so I'm not gonna give a grade. Shit, he might come out and be awesome. I don't know. So I'm gonna just shut the fuck up. But that's what I just saw those highlights. That's what I saw in those highlights. So the last dude, I don't know if we are going to have a lot to say about that. It is what it is, though. I mean, we've got to get somebody to kick, right? So
wait, don't forget my boy now, though. Don't forget Elijah Wilkins.
Oh, yeah,
Or Hicks, Hicks. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Elijah Hicks. We cannot forget him.
Over him.
No.
So, JB, you want to kick it off?
Eddie Jackson's future replacement.
Wow.
Late round. Wow. All right.
I hope so.
Because of the money.
So on that
Next year, production, money.
Clearance out those Edios right now, man. I'll tell you that.
Fucking Edios. Guy retired after he got paid.
Boy.
Yeah.
Don't get me excited.
Hey, I tried those Edios. That stuff was straight up horrible.
See?
It was as soft and smug, as soft and runny as his game. Let me tell you, man. It was like some old freaking corn pops, man. Is like how that stuff tasted.
Oh, soggy corn pops? Oh my god.
Yeah, like soggy corn pops, man.
Ugh.
I mean, maybe they could have been there for years for all I know. Maybe they were expired. I never looked at the box. I bought it just because of the name.
So, JB, what you think about Elijah Hicks?
I just told you.
Well, I didn't hear you.
Eddie Jackson's
replacement.
Oh, yeah, I did hear you. And I said, shit, don't get me excited.
Yeah, I know. Man. I thought you would have remembered that one right from the get-go.
Of anything, right?
Buy that jersey instead of
excited, dog. Shit. Foul mouth.
5'11", 198, 4'5", 840. Good thing about him, he's a versatile defender. He played safety, he played corner, he played D safety. One thing about him, he's energetic, he's motivated, good instincts, good anticipation. And he's one of those guys that when he got the ball in his hands from getting an interception or something, he'll take it to the house. He got the ability to take it to the house.
Very Eddie Jackson 2018-esque.
Yeah, I like it. I like him.
Tank?
I don't know if I'm going to go as far as Eddie Jackson's replacement yet. I mean, I know somebody's eventually going to be replacing Eddie Jackson, but I don't know about that one yet. But the thing I love about this kid is his energy. Like, I mean, the guy, like, and Foulmouth nailed it right there when he said, like, this guy could be a depth position at multiple positions. Like, that's not common to have somebody who is pretty good when it comes down to a free safety, a strong safety, and a corner. Like, that's even, you might even be able to throw this guy in, like, if we ever run the nickel again, too. Like, I mean, you could see him getting thrown in a nickel, too. Like, the energy that he brings, the personality that he brings is just somebody that you're going to love to have in your locker room. So this late round of a pick, I loved it. I love the pick. And honestly, late round energy player, somebody loved in the locker room, I'm going to give this one a B+.
I'm excited about Elijah Hicks. I thought, again, somebody who played all over the field. He played like 3,000 defensive snaps at Cal. So a guy who loves it. Obviously, you saw the video. I think everyone saw the video of him on his deck doing the push-ups and how excited he was. He's coming from being a golden bear. Now he's a bear again. He just agreed we're going to do an Instagram live, myself and him, a show soon, probably within the next like week or two. He's like one of these guys who just like, he wants to be involved. Like it was like a no-brainer conversation with him. It was like, I would love to come on. I would love to talk about this. I would love to do this, that, and the other thing. I'm rooting for him now. Obviously, I have a personal investment in it now because he seems like he's an outgoing, nice guy. And some of these guys are, some of these guys aren't. I think that his athleticism, I think his versatility that like Foulmouth pointed out already, I could see this guy easily making the roster. And if he does, you're talking about a 7th round pick making the roster and getting, playing time. I mean, that would be a dream come true. I don't see why not. I don't see in his drafting profiles and his scouting profiles, the strengths far outweigh the weaknesses. The weaknesses are like sometimes, tackle slips. Sometimes he's a little clunky in his ankles, like these crazy breakdowns. And, can the guy play or can the guy not play? To me, from what I've seen tape-wise and his career speaks for itself is, everything that he put on tape at Cal, I think he could play. And Cal isn't, I mean, that's not an obscure school somewhere where you're not playing against pretty decent competition. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him.
And they pass a lot in that league.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him heavy. I really hope it works out for him. I'd like to see somebody hungry there because I think Eddie, once he secured the bag, I don't know, man. I just don't know. And I get it. Like I said before, I think when we talked about and broke down Brisker, I understand it's been a revolving door next to him. I understand those guys were not good complementary guys for Eddie. I believe that. Truly, I do. But at the same time, you got paid as the highest safety in the league. You got made the highest paid safety in the league. That means that no matter what, you should be elevating your game to that level and producing at that level, no matter if they put myself out there next to you, Clinton Dix, or whoever else they put out there next to you. You should be elevating your game. You're supposed to be the best of the best. That's it. You got paid that way. And it just seems like, man, every year has just gotten more and more disappointing. I hope that cycle breaks. If not, maybe this kid, I don't know, JB, if you're right about that, that would be something else.
All I can say is when you said like number one paid safety in the NFL, bottom 3 safety when it comes down to production as well. Like
doesn't compute.
So I will say this. When we're getting to these last few picks, and I'm thinking, okay, it's about to be another Mr. Irrelevant. They're not gonna be, they're just gonna be a depth piece. Then I said, well, wait a minute though. If you can remember Mike Green.
Yes.
I remember
Mr.
Mike Green.
Irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Safety.
Last pick in the draft. Yes.
Safety. And he made an impact.
35. What was his Mike Green's number? 35?
Mike Green was
43.
43. Was he 43?
Isn't it kind of comparison in sizes too? Mike Green and this guy.
43. I haven't heard Mike Green's name in a long time.
This guy, Elijah Hicks, is now.
Remember it was Green and Brown? Green Brown did Tony Parrish?
So this guy, Elijah Hicks, he's not scared to hit. Nah, he makes contact. But yet he sniffs out the ball too.
The turnover.
So I was like, well, this guy actually might be relevant. This dude may actually come in and make an impact. He can make an impact now, right now.
He is an Eberflus style player.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think
because finally get somebody that fits what you're trying to do. And just because he dropped did not mean that something was wrong. I hate to bring up people that are not on our team. Nakobe Dean, first round talent, top 5 pick, dropped all the way to the late 3rd round.
Yeah, crazy.
Somebody talked about his injury. They was like, no, some fool said he's 5'11" as a linebacker and really he ain't gonna be able to produce in the NFL. London Fletcher, Sam Mills, like, what are we talking about?
Devin Bush.
Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, guys?
Isn't Parsons from the Cowboys pretty small too, man?
He around that size, Michael Parsons, but I digress. On to the next.
So I looked at it for what it was. It was a late pick, but it was a good pick. For what it was, for being a late pick, I thought it was a good pick. So I gave it a B.
Yeah, I think that's about right. I didn't give a grade. I would give it a B.
Did I even give a grade? I gave it a B.
I don't think so.
I think I gave it a B plus. B plus.
I gave it a B.
If I didn't, that's what I want. Yeah.
But I mean, even regardless, I see him being a good special teams guy. Like I can see him going out on there and punts and kicks, going down there and laying people out and going for that ball. I could see him doing that too, at least until he's in that role to possibly be able to start. Damn, JB, you got my hopes up now with this Eddie Jackson replacement, man.
Well, again, I look at style of play.
Yeah,
I look at style of play. Like one of the things that you have to look at is this new regime is picking people who they feel fit what they want to do.
Yeah.
People that we may have gotten attached to, whatever, that's fine, but they may not carry over. This is like a fresh new slate. And a lot of people are going to get caught under the bus because, I'm sorry, as much as we piss on Eddie Jackson on this show, this is his prove-it year.
But 2018 was his prove-it year too, and he got paid because he played well, and then he sucked since.
Now you
he's got to get paid again.
But hey, Frank, remember this. This is also a guy that fell in the draft.
True.
Because of injury. So his hunger was different, right? Elijah Hicks is like, ooh, 7th round, I made it. His hunger's on 1,000. And you telling me all I got to do is beat this guy 1 year?
Tell you what, he's already got the step above him in energy.
Give it to me.
Eddie Jackson just knows how to celebrate, batting a ball down that was already.
And I think my man Ant Walker spoke. I do think Eddie will ball this year, but I think it will be in vain. And I think it will be to our
He'll be auditioning for another team.
Absolutely.
Exactly. He can get paid somewhere because of the way he plays, but there is no way Poles is paying him. It's like, I'm sorry, you just bombed the living hell for 3 straight years.
Like my mom said, clearly he was all about the money. He got paid. Yeah. He gets paid. He makes cereal. He stopped packing.
Horrible cereal. Let me tell you that. Horrible cereal.
But let's get to the next pick because I want to shout out one of my guys.
I gotta get a bathroom break too. So yeah, let's go ahead
and get to the right there, pick. Right? Wash your hands.
Oh God.
Please.
I always wash my hands, man. What are you talking about? All right, but let's get to this last pick. He's a big kicker.
He's big as hell.
That's a big dude, man. That is a big dude.
If he has some speed, I'd tell him a receiver.
Yeah, they might need another linebacker.
Yeah, he knows how to put that ball inside that 10-yard line too, though, man. He's got a beautiful spin on his punts. Beautiful spin. So
I have to ask you guys, were you all getting Brad Maynard vibes?
I could see a step above a Brad Maynard.
Well, the reason because he's consistently in that 40 to 50 range on average.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said Brad Maynard, one of our most productive.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The punter that we just had too was really good.
O'Donnell was clutch.
He was very good at putting that ball inside that 10-yard line too. And I kind of see
Maynard was that dude though.
I kind of see this guy being a very identical to what we just had.
So O'Donnell, okay,
yeah, I that's pretty much what I see in him. Like I wanted the mega punk guy. Oh my! I would have probably took I would have took a gamble on him possibly in the 5th round. Man,
did he get picked up? Because I didn't.
He got drafted.
I was looking for his name and then I lost it.
Yeah,
I don't remember who took him. I thought it was like maybe the Ravens, possibly.
I thought it was the Bills. I could be wrong.
Oh, it was the Bills.
It was the Bills.
It was the Bills.
Yeah, I mean that guy, 80-yard punts, man. That's not.
Yeah, he's got an abnormal leg. That guy.
Like he did 4 or 5 times, didn't he? 6 times.
3 times. Just
he punted from his end zone and put it on the 3 or the 2. It was outrageous from his own end zone. Just outrageous. I mean, that's a weapon. That's a legitimate weapon. I mean, when
Devin Hester would shine in that type
flip the field.
I mean, I'll tell you that for sure.
Flip the freaking field.
Yep.
So I like it. Strong leg guy, flip the field. Defense and special teams are going to be a calling card this year. 7th round value for a punter. Get that
A. 45 yards a kick. Hey, that's all I gotta say. 45 yards. He's a punter. Shit. What more can I say? Shit.
That's
all he does. Kicks the fucking ball. 45 yards. 45.1 average.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Hey.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I mean, 45 yards. But one thing I will say is this guy, if somebody does get past your special teams, this guy is big, dude. He's going to lay your ass out. Like, he's got some big shoulders that go along with that big leg, too. I give it an A+. I mean, I will say one thing, though. I wanted a wide receiver with this last pick. I wanted that Clemson guy.
Justin Ross.
I'm about to say he was
still. I don't even think he still hasn't even been signed yet, man.
The Chiefs.
Of course, the freaking Chiefs got him of all people, man. Like I wanted him with that last pick overall because the injury is always you're worried about, but the upside on him. But that punter, I mean, it's a punter, man. He's good at putting that ball inside that 10-yard line, and that's all I give a shit about.
Look, that's a skill that not a lot of people can do.
and he puts it on the sidelines at the 10-yard line. It's not even just like in the middle of the field at the 10-yard line. He is a very accurate punter.
Yeah, I mean it's a punter. I'm with Foulmouth, to be quite honest. I mean it's a punter. Let's hope he can punt the football. He's got one job. That's your job. You got one job. Just do it. You know, just kick the ball and put it in the right place. That's all you've been doing for God knows how long you've been doing it. You're really not under a lot of pressure when you do it. You know, you're far back from people. You know, maybe it'll get blocked every once in a while. But my thing is you got one fucking job. Just please, just punt the football, put us in a decent field position, flip the field. I mean, you got drafted as a punter, so automatically you're ahead of the game of like 9,000 other kids who were punters in college. So, you know, how many punters were drafted? 5 out of the whole draft, maybe 4. So,
I think it was 4, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, you're already ahead of the curve here. Now go out and you better punt the ball well because I don't want to say we wasted because people to say we wasted the pick don't understand that. Listen, we did get rid of O'Donnell. We let O'Donnell walk. Yeah. So it was either you're going to pay some guy at vet minimum, which is probably going to be more expensive than what this guy's going to be. Huh?
Didn't we sign a punter though?
I don't know. I don't remember signing a punter. Maybe we did.
I never knew who the hell he was. But
if we didn't, this makes complete sense because you're going to pay a lot less. So I get the move. But at the same time, yeah, I would have rather they taken a flyer on a wideout. I would have rather they taken a flyer on another defensive player or off of anybody but a fucking punter, man. But I get why they did it, and I have no problem with it. It's a B for me. I would really grade a punter pick on a P or an F, a pass or fail. I'll give it a pass.
It's better grade. Better than drafting a quarterback or a field goal kicker at this point because I think those are the only two positions.
Well, field goal kicker, we're all right. Cairo's got that magic juice. We're fine.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck that magic juice came from, man. I love that guy.
I agree with everything you said. He's a punter. He's a punter.
Kick the ball.
One fucking job. That's it. Just kick the damn ball.
Don't be the fucking Cody Parkey of punting.
You don't have to catch a pass.
Where did this punter come from? What college?
North Carolina State. North Carolina State.
Okay, so he kicked in cold weather. That's all I'd worry about. You don't go out and kick. You don't go out and get a USC kicker who kicks in hot weather all the freaking time to come kick the ball here in Chicago. So as long as they pick somebody who kicks in cold.
What did I do? But yes, I was saying he's a punter. That's it. He has one fucking job: kick the ball and put it in the right place. You don't have to catch passes. You don't have to tackle. You don't have to do none of that shit. However, if that returner does bust up that coverage and he does have to tackle, that's a big motherfucker. Yeah, you ain't easily going to be able to stiff arm that motherfucker. So, I mean, the pick, I don't necessarily agree with getting a punter right there, but hey, fuck it. It is what it is. So for what it was, I give it an A. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as he don't turn into fucking Cody Parkey of punting, I'm fine with him.
I gotta take a bathroom break. So can we have a little commercial break or something?
I have to get up very early for work tomorrow, so I do have to duck out. But I want to say I'm glad we made it through the draft. I appreciate all you guys. Great show. You guys are fucking hysterical. Great show. I had a great time, and we got to do it again soon, and I hope we do. All right.
Thank you so much. Before you go, can you tell people where to find you on Instagram? Because I actually want to know where to find you on
Please,
Instagram.
Me too.
At Beardown Cuz. At Beardown Cuz. At Beardown Cuz. That's it. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your time.
Thanks,
T,
dog.
thank you, my friend. All right.
My man.
Be well and
Take
say
care,
a nice
man.
prayer for our Bears this year, everybody.
Yeah, we need a big
We
one.
need everything we can get.
Top 5 pick,
right.
baby. Top 5 pick.
Amen.
Hey, listen, top five pick, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Ohio State next year. Top 5 pick. All right.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I like it.
Let's get that.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep. All right. So we are going to take a break. I'm gonna wash my fucking hands.
Listen, shout out to my man Terrence from Chicago's Clubhouse Podcast from the Moores Brewing Company here in Chicago, Illinois. All right, we got bros out here putting out this for the Moores. It's tasty. I didn't even have to come on here lying about this. All right, this tastes like what I like when I drink a beer. I don't drink a beer often because I'm too big and I need to stay off of carbonated drinks. But this is the carbonated drink you need to open up and crack and take a sip. All right, if you want to come out of the dark ages, be educated. All right, get you some of this Moore's brew right here. It's definitely tasty. You can get it in Kimbark and High Park.
Whoa. I thought we were a team. Where's Mines? And when are we getting in Tempe, Arizona?
I guess we're going to have to find out, man. But everybody out there, for here from Chicago, go to Kimbark and pick you up some Moors.
Made it back just in time. Wow, like a motherfucking ninja.
That was close.
And I washed my hands too.
Thank you. COVID related, man.
You better
have. Oh man. So as a whole, for the draft, as a whole, what would you give it? Grade wise.
I give it a B plus.
I have to go B.
I'm going A. That those 11 picks walking out with, that just stole the draft for me right then and there, man. I'm still worried about that third round receiver. We'll find out on that one, but man, 11 picks, offensive line depth. I go an A.
I give it an A. I give him an A, maybe an A minus, but
I'll say an A minus. That's a good one because of the wide receiver. A minus.
That wide receiver, like everything
that
else was really good, but having a chance to get one of those game-changing wide receivers,
those big game-changing right
that just that dropped us like a full.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If this was Pace who made that decision, that might
have traded like
that would have dropped down a lot more on that one. But when it comes down to Poles being new, man, I trust what he is trying to do. He obviously sees something in this guy that's going to work in an offensive system with Justin Fields. Justin Fields likes him too. So can't really down it until I see it.
Okay, put that foolishness up again.
Yeah, what was that? I missed that one. Is that Cole Kmet? I side with you on that one. No, 700, that's kind of pushing it. 700 is kind of pushing it. I don't know about that one.
He won't.
Yeah, 600.
I will tell you this: 5+ touchdowns. I'll side with that one.
He had 660 last year, I think.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that far. Like, give me something a little bit better. Like, tell me he's going to make the Pro Bowl or something. Like,
I still he could have a good tight end season, but you're not going to tell me he's going to make the Pro.
But I'm saying what he's asking now, he almost had that last year. What do you have, Chris? 2 touchdowns last year.
2 touchdowns for I think like 676.
Right, so he almost.
I mean, I think he had 2 monster games, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, I guess I'm one of the only people on this thing who actually sides with Cole Kmet on that one. I like Cole Kmet. It could be in the Notre Dame in my blood. I mean, that's probably why. But I just think this guy has not gotten the attempts to actually be able to produce, to do anything. Nagy's a dumb shit. Everybody knows that. Like, when you're targeted 3 times a game, for the love of God, Allen Robinson was targeted less than or more than Cole Kmet. Like, it's just, you're not going to throw it to him. He can't produce for you. He's not a good pass rusher. We all know that. And this Nagy to side with Cole Kmet not being a great pass or a great a pass rusher blocker is what I meant. With Cole Kmet not being a good blocker, what does he do? He goes out and gets 3 other people who are not good blockers. We didn't have any good tight end blockers on our team. If you're going to get a
Jesse James was
solid, but he never played.
Yeah,
he never played. Like, if you're going to have Cole Kmet go out there, you put a tight end next to him who's on the other side that's possibly going to block, so he can go.
That's 11 personnel, Frank. And they didn't run a lot of 11 personnel. So
I like Cole Kmet. I don't know how many crazy yards he's going to get, but I could see him possibly getting close to 65, 70 receptions this year, because Eberflus uses tight ends, and we don't have wide receivers. We really don't. This is the year that he's going to prove, because they're going to throw it to him a lot. because it's going to be him and Mooney.
He got some strong hands, though. Actually, I didn't want him. I want to chase.
Allow me to bring this up, guys, real quick, because I know we can't go through every single person that ran through the Bears, but one of our most loyal supporters has brought up a name in undrafted free agency of who he would love for us to just talk just a little bit about. And I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but there is a receiver that came from like a small school named Henry Litwin. And just wanted to give a little nod to Henry, a 4.5 40 guy in that Wes Welker, Cooper Kupp type of range. Which
another short wide receiver.
With that slot, 6'1", he's 6'1". With that,
okay.
That slot,
I thought he was 5'11".
No, he's 6'1".
It's a solid size for a slot.
It is, and again, we don't want to ever knock anybody coming from that small school because we love Johnny Knox, and at the time he was at Abilene Christian, which was a small school. At that time, I don't even know if they were 1AA at that time.
They produced some guys, though.
Yeah, Danielle Manning came out of there.
They absolutely.
Small size schools don't really hurt too much when it comes down to wide receiving quarters, though. I feel like wide receivers can come from small schools. I'm not too worried about that. And 6'1" for a guy coming out of the slot, I take that. I mean, what are you going to lose at this point?
You're not, but I'll tell you what you gain. You gain a guy that's had production, that's won a lot of awards. You play where you at. That's it. That's all. And what you also have is you have an appreciation for the game. Some guys, you think you're the bee's knees because you went to Clemson.
I'm showing that one.
You think you're the A+ guy because you went to USC. And sometimes guy that went to Backwater U is actually better than you. You just got to find out. So I'm interested to see if Henry Litwin makes the team, because I remember a guy back in like 88, 87, 88, 89 named Tom Waddle that made a team. He was pretty damn good.
Waddle and Silva, baby.
Tom Waddle was pretty damn good. Pretty exciting for us Bears fans. And if we can get a guy that does what that guy does, I'll take it. So I'm looking for you, Keith Sperry. Shout out to you. I'm looking for Henry Litwin.
D-Up, that Cole Kmet comment, I'll throw 50 out of your 100. I guarantee he's going to get those numbers too, man. I'll throw 50 out of that 100.
Y'all love Big Stiffy, huh? That's what I call him, Big Stiffy. He's stiff than a motherfucker.
I will agree 100% with you on that one. He is stiff. He plays stiff. I don't think he has as soft of hands as most people realize. His biggest issue is he looks to run before he catches the ball. That's his biggest problem. He's got to look the ball into his hands. But when he catches that ball, he's not going down on first hit. He's probably not even going down on second hit. That guy is a horse when he catches the ball. All right. But, I mean, when you're getting the ball thrown to you 3 times a game, you're not going to get production. You're not going to get a damn thing. And I remember when we had our tight end on our show, he straight up said, he was like, he averages 1 pass or drop a game. Okay, I understand. Then he only gets like three or 4 targets a game. But the great tight ends drop 1 pass a game. The difference is they get targeted all the time. I feel this is going to be a breakout year. I know everybody on here wants him to have a breakout year.
But Frank, think about this. You talk, and I'll just use the 2 names we talked about earlier, George Kittle, Travis Kelce. If they're getting 10 targets a game and drop 1, as opposed to Kmet 3 to 4 targets dropping 1, that also tells me that Kittle and Kelce are getting open a lot more to be allowed to get those targets, right?
Yeah, and I agree with that.
So maybe it's something where Kmet is not getting open.
There's a possibility we can't see what Fields is seeing. I mean, we really can't. But I mean,
I'm not even just going to put that on Fields, on Dalton as well.
Yeah, and I mean, you're also going to look at those numbers of what did he finish the season at Fields? I think it was 2.1 seconds before he was hit. You're not going to be able to find
2.7.
Was it 2.7? Okay, well, that's a lot better than I thought. I thought I read 2.7.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as people made it seem.
Okay, but I mean, and Cole Kmet is not a speed tight end. So, I mean, if you're not getting time, Cole Kmet's not getting open because he doesn't have that speed. You protect that quarterback, Cole Kmet's going to give you a lot more. He's always was precise, really good route runner at Notre Dame. I mean, don't get me wrong, college is way different than the NFL, but he was always a good route runner. He was always really good in the center of the field too. But he did his lethal like numbers and everything like that at Notre Dame when he got past 10 yards. And if you can't protect your quarterback, you're not getting that ball past 10 yards. So, I mean, we went out and got all these offensive linemen. So hopefully we're going to be able to figure out something that'll give him more time to deliver that ball.
Well, all I know is this. He's built like Arnold Schwarzenegger now. So that whole shedding block stuff getting off, that shouldn't be an issue.
All right. For starters, that picture that keeps floating around on how jacked he is, that was the exact same picture that's been floating around since his rookie year.
Oh, is it?
So it's nothing different. Like it just keeps floating around saying, look how jacked he is. He is jacked. He's always been jacked. That has never changed. But that is still the exact same picture from his rookie year when he was in training camp with his rookie year. So,
well, year 3, I'm looking for big things because
we all are.
The two best friends for I won't say a rookie, but a young quarterback, tight end, running game.
Yep. And that's what Eberflus is going to harp on this year, man. Like, you're going to run the ball. You're going to have those quick throw the ball. I mean, Justin Fields has improved his timing and throwing the ball like crazy when you see those videos. Like, you saw in his rookie year how much that ball was like taking a long time to get out of his hands. That thing has spud up a lot, which is good. Hopefully he can still hold that accuracy when he's doing that, though.
That's what I was concerned about, the accuracy.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. You can change your throwing motion as long as it doesn't hurt your accuracy, because that ball he can throw that accurate ball down that field like none other.
And that's his best attribute is the deep ball accuracy.
It is. Other than his legs.
We've been talking for 2 hours and 45 minutes. What do y'all say we go ahead and get to some shout outs and get out of here?
Let's do it.
Go ahead, kick it off, JB.
Kick it off. Well, first and foremost, thank you to you guys. This was great. The 6 screen, I can't remember when we've seen it that large, but it worked. And I loved it. We went through the draft sequencing. We put out some good takes on everything, some definitely good information that people may or may not know. I enjoyed seeing everybody's perspective, both like and dislike. Shout out to my mother, always chiming in, looking out. Love you, moms. Hey, shout out to some people in the chat. My man Keith Sperry was on fire tonight. Had a lot going on. Great insight. Talk to Keith all the time, one of our P1s. Shout out to Ant Walker, another one of my guys. Just great insight about football. And make no mistake, are we experts on this show? No.
We don't know
we
shit.
Have a little bit of insight. We don't know shit, but we might know a little something.
Yeah.
And if we don't, we're not that far off. So I appreciate what our fans are giving us and the knowledge that we're going into. The knowledge that
Bullets is always late, man. He's always late.
Cali time. Gotta wait for him. Cali time. But I love the interaction because now it's not just us giving a hard-ended opinion to you all. It's a back and forth banter that's well needed, and that's what makes the show nice and what keeps it going. So shout out to all my fans in the chat. Love you. Keep going. This is for you. That's all I got. Bear down.
Bow mouth.
Okay, well, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's out there watching. Remember, please like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to our guys that came on. Both of the mics. That's what I call them.
Mike and Mike. Mike and Mike.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully we don't get tagged for that shit either.
It'd be a good show right there, right, man? Mike and Mike in the morning.
Shout out
Sounds familiar.
Shout out to you guys, Frank the Tank, T Nick, JB. Love it. Love coming on here, doing this banner. Shout out to the kiddies who asked this should be sleep. Damn show should be sleep now because this kind of late. Not your phones is mine. Shout out to my mom, my family, and shout out to everybody out there, man. Stay safe. God bless. This world is getting crazier, man. Everybody take care of themselves. Love one another.
Yep, got that right. Sound like Velvet Jones.
Swear to God, dude, I am very tempted to literally get a jersey made that says Velvet Jones now. V Jones. No, I don't say Velvet Jones. I can't say V Jones.
Hey, make sure you put the junior in there now.
Absolutely.
Frank, if you find it, I'll buy it because I want it.
I'll get it made.
I like Velvet Jones.
I will straight up get it made because this is started. This is going to be a trademark type thing right now, man, because that is perfect. All right. For my shout outs, everybody in the chat, that chat was on fire today. Love it. Nice to see a couple of other Cole Kmet fans on my side. Finally, I got somebody on my side with those type things. As far as everyone else, everybody was great on this show. The two people we had on, Mike and Mike. I still would like to see a foul mouth versus Mike, little swearing contest going on there, man, because that'll get views, man. I'll tell you that for sure. But other than that, all four of you guys, man, I wish I can come on here more. I love coming on here. It's a joy to have on here with all you guys. So that's all I got.
Okay.
Oh, and JB's mom. Yep. Shout out.
Well, I definitely want to shout out you, Big Frank the Tank, for coming on short notice. And then, of course, Fat Mike, that was short notice because it actually was going to be Patrick Sheldon, who also has a podcast himself. I forgot the name of it, though, but he was going to come on, but he had a family emergency, so he couldn't come. But Fat Mike, he came and took his place, so it was all good. And then, of course, Mikey Beardown Cuz. I respect a lot of the things that he has to say. I discovered him on Instagram. Him and Alex Brown, they have a podcast during the season, and he has a lot of interesting takes that I really respect. Mostly agree with some I don't, but for the most part I do. And it was great to have him on. So appreciate you, Mikey. Everybody in the chat, Diab, you was on fire, man. So definitely got to shout out Diab. Bullets, you were late. I know you were at work. All good. I want to make sure I send you a picture of this Peyton portrait I got in the back, so you can try to find it. JB Mama JB, appreciate you. I mean, she is A1 for real. She's always here every night, and I guarantee she older than most of y'all, and she here every night. Every night we're on here, she here. So we so appreciate you. Thank you. My man Jesse Cottrell, he's like A1. He's always here. Man, I appreciate y'all in the chat. I appreciate y'all for even contributing. Those who did not contribute, you already know what I'm about to say. You already know. You are officially a lurker. But we appreciate y'all anyway. If we didn't have you, we wouldn't have as many people watching us. So we appreciate all y'all. Everybody who says something, everybody who does. You guys, Frank the Tank, JB, Foulmouth, I appreciate y'all because don't nobody want to listen to me for especially for 2 hours.
You could have a 2 hour segment. You could have a 2 hour segment of Eddie Jackson. I'll tell you that for sure.
I just want to know
Eddie Jackson for like 10 minutes, and I have nothing left to say.
I just want to know one night, can we have a podcast from California and kick him with bullets? That's all I want.
Like anyone's gonna be denying going to California with this shit.
We could try to make some happen. Yeah, we try to make some.
Just one show.
But we could always decorate our background like California style.
Y'all see the
like
LA
a little
in the
surfer
background?
type thing in the background. You'd always set something up like
Y'all
that.
see the LA in the background?
I swear it looked like Frank got family pictures in the back. I swear it do. That's like the international design you make when you have the family pictures in the back. What the fuck?
Man, you got Tony Esposito, Bobby Hall, Jeremy Roenick, my favorite Hawks players.
That's all hockey.
I got Devin Hester autographs right there. I got a basketball or a football signed by 14 of the 2004 Chicago Bears.
Oh, you went to training camp.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I kind of used the little kid to get his autographs.
Was that Bourbonnais?
They don't give those adults those autographs.
Was that Bourbonnais, Frank?
That was Bourbonnais, yeah. And then I got my Bulls bobbleheads of that favorite Bulls team back in those early 2000s. Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, Taj Gibson, the guy who could not jump to save his life, Carlos Jr., Joakim Noah, man, like. So
right. Frank gave us a little tour of his little memorabilia back there. Okay,
I got like 6 crates of them. I just could only get that stuff up in a short amount of time. So
okay, got a little something up. We appreciate you, Frank the Tank. We appreciate you. Hey, shout out to Moore's Beer, but I am not drinking, so I do not have Moore's. I have my water. I have been clean for a couple weeks now. I've not had a drink, except I had a little bit on the weekend. But aside from that, and I had a nice little salad for dinner. Yeah, a salad. Hey man, gotta get right.
Rabbit food.
Get right, man.
Yeah, I drank too much this weekend. Celebrated my weekend. Got my promotion at work.
Oh, you did.
I got my promotion, man.
I'm toasting empty, but I wish I had enough.
Waiting a long time for that thing, man, for sure. Man.
Congrats, Frank.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That is dope. That is dope. Shout out. What's that? What's that foul mouth? Pina colada.
You already know.
Oh boy.
I'm not complaining on that, dude. I love me a pina colada. And if we're going to be doing a California segment, we better be rocking out those pina coladas. But, I guess you can roll a Corona with a lime in it too, possibly. But
I'm drinking tequila sunrises personally.
I'll drink my water with lime.
Just put water in a tequila bottle and you're fine.
But wait, first of all, if we do a show on location in California, you ain't drinking no damn smart water. Stop. Stop.
You're gonna want that beach bottle.
I know you.
Drinking too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink water. I promise I'm gonna drink water.
In LA.
Well, I mean,
On the
it's
beach.
probably not gonna be within the next few weeks. So yeah,
Things can change.
I will be drinking by then. I'm just trying to stay clean for a little while, not forever. So if we go to LA, I'm drinking. But yeah, so shout out to Tilly's.
Hey,
don't forget about Tilly's.
Taco Tuesday.
I ain't going.
Well, why don't we do a segment at Taco Tuesday until
I ain't gonna make it. Yeah, we could do a segment over there. We could definitely do a segment over there. Speaking of
Love
doing
me
a
some
segment
tacos,
somewhere, I went to a studio yesterday. It's called Studio 28. And the guy who runs it, his name is Scotty Rocks. That has been my guy. We've been talking for a while now. And we're gonna try to do a in studio podcast over there. And he has all this camera, all this tech shit that I don't know shit about. All I know is that I'll be in front of the camera talking. That's all I know. So he can run all the shit. But yeah, Studio 28. Y'all want to go get photos, or you want to do a rap video, or whatever y'all want to do. I ain't speaking to y'all. Don't rap. I ain't speaking to none of y'all in this panel right here. None of y'all. But anybody else, if you're listening or you're watching, if you want to do a rap video, you want to get some photos done, whatever you want to do, Scotty Rocks can do that shit. So make sure you get in touch with Scotty Rocks. You can find him on Instagram as Scotty Rocks. He also has another page that it slips my mind right now, but shit, a lot of things slip my mind right now at this age.
It's because you're not drinking. Smart water doesn't make you smart.
If I drink,
smart water does not make you smart.
It's making me dumb. You a fool, man. Anyway, shout out to SportsZone Chicago. I never really say anything about SportsZone. They put out good content all the time. So make sure you check them out. They can be found on Facebook and Twitter, I believe. They also have an app, SportsZone Chicago. So check them out. They always put out good content. I always forget to mention them, but not tonight. So that's Sean, Sierra, and
Maya.
Sean and Maya. They have a morning podcast. So make sure you check them out. And do we have anything else to say?
Bear down.
No?
Bear down, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess that's
top
that's
five
about
pick.
it for us.
Top 5 pick.
So then we out. This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production. Deuces!
Let's do it live. I already learned my lesson from that shit.